Oh, surprise stream. Tennocon.
For this Oh, wow!
Make sure it's actually live. There we go. Actually, I should full screen this.
Hi, everyone. This is literally overwhelming in a very good way. Reb's trying not to cry, so we'll all try not to collectively cry together. Obviously, we're back in person. If you can't hear by the crowds and the screaming, we're finally back in person. London, Ontario, Tennocon 2023. Obviously, there's still people watching from home. We love you too. Thank you so much for being here with us today, opening Tennocon. This is so special. You have no idea what this really means for us to finally be back in person, see all of you again, familiar faces, new faces, creators, voice actors, DEs here. This is so incredibly special to us, and we can't thank you enough for being here today. We have
End up buying
still the day to go.
relay
it's
pass.
only 12:30 Eastern time, so I'll try not to ruin my makeup.
I'm also in the
early.
Tennocon relay.
Too late for me.
It's too late. We'll do some quick introductions. My name is Megan Everett.
See,
I am
live
the
now.
community director for Warframe.
I figure it was worth doing.
Hello, everyone. My name is Rebecca Ford,
There we go.
and I am now Warframe's creative director.
Oh yeah, they changed the creative director for Warframe.
And it is my greatest honor to welcome you all back to our in-person Tennocon. I really hope you enjoy today, and we have a really great day for everyone, and Megan will tell us a little more about it, and then I have some things to say. I'm just so excited, so thank you so much for coming. Thank you for watching online. Let's get started.
Okay, get through some housekeeping, shall we, as we normally do these things. As you know, every year at Tennocon, one of the also very important special details about it is a charity event. We are able to give back. Thanks to you guys for attending
pretty much.
Obviously, our virtual ones, you being online, everything about it is come from you. So
and they actually do play probably a lot more than I do, so that's a good sign.
And they're also located in Toronto, which is lovely, very close to us, so we can go and physically visit them, which is great. And a little bit about them is they're the leading national charity that brings accessible computer science education to communities across Canada so everyone can create with technology. Obviously, we're very techie over here as gamers and
techie gamers.
I think I should have the drops enabled for this
we're all
event.
Into the tech, so, I mean, learning code. I would love to do it because it looks like a different language to me, and maybe one day
if you have
I
your
will.
Warframe account linked to your Twitch, you should be able to get
a introduction to themselves to explain better who they are. So
special
Dean,
Prime
let's roll that tape.
Stuff.
Hello, everyone at Tennocon 2023. I hope you're having a great
Canada, yeah.
conference.
Actual Canada. They're a Canadian company, too.
My name is Rekha Rao Maya. My pronouns
Which means
are and her. I serve as the Executive Officer at Canada Learning Code.
This is the one that I'm actually able to go to eventually.
Our mission to empower and inspire people.
They always do the Tennocon in Canada, being Canadian-based.
And give them the skills to do the things.
And it's also nice because their prices are adjusted for Canadian dollar rather than American dollar.
Is embodied by.
In fact, they made the original Unreal Tournament, if memory serves me right.
My sister Ava has a disability called Rett syndrome. Her muscles don't listen to her brain, so she can't talk, and she uses a computer to talk. And the games that are on the
nice that they're doing something for a good cause with their
fun, so I like to make games that are accessible for
convention
Ava,
as well.
And we play them together. I share games because I know that
makes me feel better about spending $25 on going to the relay.
Because I don't think they have a lot of games.
Thanks to your support, we can continue our mission to empower more Claras. Your contribution directly helps us offer accessible and hands-on learning experiences. Through your kindness, we can continue to foster a culture of curiosity, creativity, and collaboration. I know that together, we can create a brighter future for everyone.
Let's give it up for Canada Learning Code.
Oh, Canadian-based too. Cool.
And if you're watching at home and you feel the urge to donate, we love that. You can do ! Donate in Twitch chat and just raise that money even higher for CLC, which is great. Now, of course,
Yeah, I
if
originally
you're here
felt.
for the free stuff. We have
Yes.
Twitch drops. We
Hey.
love Twitch drops. Yay! They are currently live. For watching Tennocon, which is from 12:30 till 4:30, you're going to earn yourself the Gotfa Prime Rifle, Mystery Rifle. Ooh, secrets. And then during Tenno Live, it's going to switch over to Gara Prime.
Twitch chat just said, "Can you donate some
Hey,
servers
that's-
with Warframes down?" If that's the case,
That's
if you're
Amarot.
listening as part of our live ops team. If you
That is
know,
Amarot.
Let us know about those servers. We're
Dear
kind of.
Glenn,
Isn't it?
How are you? Are you okay?
I cannot fix them from on stage, but I'm reading Twitch chat and I can see
Oh,
that
right.
we might be having some.
The community
traffic
manager for
in the server.
We'll get
Warframe
it fixed up.
It'll get fixed.
We'll get it fixed.
If you
also
can't log in,
plays
just hang out
Final
with us
Fantasy. I
here
remember
on the live
watching
chat.
her do
Hi. Good to see you.
T3S.
And speaking of those Twitch drops,
I
if you
completely
are
forgot about
here
that.
With us today, there is a code in your swag bag to redeem for those drops, so you don't miss out. We love free stuff. Yeah. Oh, Reb.
What?
Phil, 30 seconds.
Phil, 30 seconds. Hello, everyone. It is a dream come true to give you 30 seconds of
Like Angel,
unrehearsed,
yeah.
Gratitude. Thank you for
Like
coming.
Final
Megan
Fantasy
is bringing
14.
Candy, which is quite exciting.
Yeah, I remember
barely eating
actually
food
seeing
today.
her
We're sponsored by a candy
do
company.
Yay!
Yay!
the Savage rating.
Trolley! And not just any candy. This is signature limited edition. Can I eat it on stage, or is that
You
not
can.
allowed? Oh, sick.
I brought two. Crack one open.
Our hands are okay. You know what? I'll eat it later. But
Honestly,
for every gummy,
these
worm I
devs are
eat,
ones
we'll
that
add
put
another server.
up
So-
towards the same as
so-
Final Fantasy.
This is mukbang.
It's like,
Tennocon
the game may not be
edition.
perfect, they may have misses, but
Don't feed me gummy worms.
they tend to
on
listen to
stage.
the players and
Sorry for your ears.
Yeah.
No, we are partnered
seem
with
to actually
Voman, and
enjoy
we
the
make
game
very
they're making
special
and everything.
candy with Voman Foss worms. So if you're into it like me, you can get yourself some candy online. Love to see it.
Yeah, if you've ever seen Bowman Foss and been like, I want to eat them, this is the game and candy for you.
Yeah,
That's
it is
not-
weird.
it's
It is
not
weird. It is weird. As well, we're partnered with Love Sack. If you're physically here at the event, they're here. You can sit in a Love Sack, a Warframe branded
That is a
Love Sack.
weird-
Can I sit in your love sack?
You sure can, Rev.
Great.
Just you.
Oh, okay.
Just you. But we are giving some away at warframe.com.
That's
You can
the
check that.
weirdest
You
name
want
for a
your
product.
own Love Sack to sit in.
I've always.
Don't we all? Don't we all?
It's a very comfortable beanbag chair. This is
It's not a beanbag chair.
It's not beans.
It's a Love Sack.
It's a. Oh,
It's
wow.
a Love Sack. Different. Very different.
Oh my god.
Anyways, this isn't a dev stream, but we are going to do a alert after the day. I know it's only 12:30. I'm getting ahead of myself. But we are going to do a Umbra Forma alert after the day has concluded, kind of wrap up the 10-year anniversary alerts that we've been doing in game. And again, I know you're all here. You're thinking, Megan, I want my Umbra Forma. Don't worry. It's also included in the codes that you're going to redeem for your Gara Prime or your Godfa Prime rifle. More free stuff. We love it.
Yeah, do you
Yes.
play Warframe at all, Azure?
Yes.
I know you're probably
Alright,
busy with
we all
14 and
know
Monster
We
Hunter,
love
but
numbers.
Oh, what's this now?
I mean, you're the stats
We
girl.
might-
You love numbers. It's 30 years of digital extremes, but it's also 10 years
Wait,
of
no, that's
Warframe.
the other
Yes,
genres
it
I know you
Talk
play.
about it.
Oh, okay.
I think I tried it once.
Well,
Well, it's definitely a good game.
This is my
It's
cue.
This is your segue, Rev.
Thank you.
what I
Hello,
consider a
everyone.
true
Again,
free-to-play
welcome to
game.
Tennocon.
There are
This
systems
year
where you
it has been
cannot
3
pay
years since we've done an in-person
to
event,
bypass.
And we have a very, very
Oddly enough to my
packed day for everyone.
annoyance.
Again, if you're watching from home,
Like the
and you
Syndicate
can't log into
grind
the
is a
game,
pain.
that will
I have to grind out
inevitably
medical
be fixed.
debt bonds
But
for
now, just
Fortuna
join us in
still.
Twitch chat or
I
wherever you might
cannot
be
pay
watching.
money to
And I just
skip
have a
that
couple of
grind.
remarks to sort of set the tone for the rest of the day. Whether you're here in person, hi. Oh, hi.
I see
It's
a Warframe Christmas sweater.
it was one of my
Oh,
favorite games for
there's
quite a
one.
while.
Yeah. Santa's here? Santa? That's just
That's
Steve.
for me.
But never mind. Because he's got a big white beard. Anyway, the day ahead will have panels taking you in a behind-the-scenes look at the art, the sound of Warframe. We have an amazing cosplay contest on this stage as well. And then for the first time, we're going to be doing a 90-minute keynote. Steve asked for permission to show Soulframe, so I said
Ooh.
yes.
I'm looking forward to Soulframe.
Yeah.
Actually, reserved the
I just
username
want to get
Zodiark.
everyone sort of geared up. So we do have a 30-minute downtime before 10 Live. So from 4 p.m. Eastern time until 4:30, we will be opening up this room, putting more chairs in. So hopefully everyone can either get a really good look of what we have on stage.
How'd you like Warframe when you tried it?
When we get closer to that time, the run of show, it's 90 minutes. So try and use the washroom before. We have over an hour of combined gameplay demo, so we're really showing you the dev build and everything we've been working on between both projects. So I really
I'm super interested in how Warframe's going to go.
And I am very grateful for the opportunity to be here to represent Warframe now with the team. And I have notes, but I don't think I'm going to read them because my brain can't keep up with my eyeballs. So I'm just going to like close my eyes and tell you that this is 10 years of Warframe has really changed my life. This is a dream project to work on with a dream team. Warframe has defined my life. It is an honor to be able to continue the legacy that I have only lucked into being a part of. I hope everyone here
I have no memory of the game. I remember dashing through everything. I'm going for melee build, but lost interest fast because Monster Hunter? That's understandable.
You all proud with the future, and I hope to do the team
nowadays, melee is actually really viable.
This evening, we will
you mostly have to prime stuff with status effects, but
and it is nerve-wracking and emotional, and
yeah, melee is actually
so
partially back in the meta.
It is my dream come true. You guys are.
I definitely recommend giving it just another try if you're interested in it. Like, the gameplay is great. Plus, it's gone a lot more horde shooter nowadays. A lot more focus on
more housekeeping, shall we? Okay.
survivability and builds
not
and
really. Dog days are
energy
here.
management,
I know we're all
or no,
physically here. There's people at home.
energy
but
economy.
Dog days is here.
Go on.
Looking, so don't try.
Just kidding. Don't do it. But I can still tell you about it. Dog Days has returned. Soaktron is back. We have new rewards. We also have a new
Dog Days.
mode. It's a new weapon.
We added
within
water
Dog-
balloons.
Yes, we added water balloons.
Water balloons!
Yeah. And they are appropriately named Lob Blobs. So enjoy the Lob
I'm going to be doing live server updates while you do housekeeping.
Thank you.
Throw
Love
it over to me whenever you're ready.
Okay. Hate to break it to you, I'm going to do another something is live in the game moment. The Dex Operator Drifter suit is also live for free in your inbox. It has been delivered. Maybe that's why our servers are breaking. We'll get down to the bottom of it. It's fine. But it is now available once you can get into the game. But it will be available for the entire rest of 2023 for free just by logging in. So we do have some time to fix the servers and get you your suit. Yay.
Free operator suit.
They're fixing them right now.
Can't complain about that.
Don't worry. Don't fret. And like Reb said, obviously this is just
I mostly
the
use
very
the drifter.
beginning of the day. I know there's, people have been in here since 10 a.m., 11 a.m. doing
Oh, I
activities.
like my drifter look more human, because that looks a lot more Warframe.
But we have a lot in store today on the main stage. We have workshops, all the other activities. And I just want to remind everyone of what's going to be happening on this stage today. We're currently in the Welcome to Tennocon 2023 moment. And then after that, at 1 p.m., we will move on to the Art of Warframe, hosted by me, joined by a lot of amazing artists on the team. And I'm going to warn you now, I have 112 slides in my presentation. Sorry. I just got really excited about the art and the team's art, and I'm trying to obviously celebrate 10 years. So if you're interested in maybe some never before seen dark sector art, things like that, I don't know.
Yeah, Dark
so
Sector
our
was
going to obviously go a little back in time, just
basically
really
the
show
precursor
some of those
to
cool
Warframe.
milestones, and then there'll be some reveals, perhaps, of things you have not seen. So if you're into that, that's going to happen. Also, sound panel. 10 years of sounds. That's a lot.
Sector
Yeah,
was
a lot of Brussels sprouts. That's a
Actually, where
lot
the
of Kraken
Infested came
eggs,
from,
spinach,
where
sheath, all
Excalibur
that good
came
stuff. It's gonna be
from,
hosted by
the
Taylor.
glaive
So excited for her and
design,
amazing sound people, including
even
Mr.
the name
Becklepore.
My
Tenno
first year on the panel as a
came from
panelist,
Hayden
right
Tenno,
over as
the
the host. So we'll see.
main
It'll be
character of
great.
Dark Sector.
We'll see about that.
I kind
It's
of
gotta
want
be
to
your
try
lover's
it
voice.
just because of
And then after that, of
Warframe.
course, the classic cosplay contest. I'm so excited for this. I've seen some already. We have 2 categories in the cosplay contest. One is for a $10,000 cash prize. So we'll see who's going to win that one. And then as well, just a celebratory, you're wearing cosplay, you're amazing, come on stage, let's check you out, respectfully. And we'll just celebrate the amazing work that goes into cosplay, because you might have seen Reb and I try, and it's okay.
We know we are amateurs, and that's fine by me.
Yeah, so that'll be amazing. And then, like Reb said, we will have a bit of a break. We're going to set up for what is going to be Tenno Live 2023. We have many surprises in store for that will hopefully just tickle that part of your brain that hasn't been tickled in a while. And that's, oh, thank you. That's what we're here to do. So, very exciting day. Obviously, lots to do if you're here. If you're at home, you can plan your bathroom breaks, your snacks, all that good stuff, and hopefully not miss anything too important. And that's kind of the day in a nutshell. That's all I had prepared. Reb, any update on
How long?
the server?
How long live's
Just
gonna
for
go
those at home
for?
that are trying to get into the servers, our
raid.
programmer sent me the meme of James Franco with the news saying first time. So, like, clearly this is our 8th Tennocon, our 6th in person. If there weren't server issues, we're doing something wrong. So, at least there's significantly less of a login rush because you're all here.
Yep,
So in some
thank
ways,
you.
by being here, you're helping our
for that.
servers. But we actually were wanting to do some Twitch chats, seeing who's watching in chat. Maybe there's some good poke. We have an I need Warframe. The servers are working now. If I say that, they're going to break again. So I immediately regret reading that out loud. That's okay.
Dean, why don't we run 1,000 platinum prize? Just for the kids at home. Sorry.
Yeah.
I
Now
really
have you? No.
Although, to that note, in your swag bags are redemption cards for the activities around the floor. There is a lovely box that was made by Ronnie on the team using wallpaper. It's beautiful. Not wallpaper, wrapping paper. It's beautiful. We'll do some power plat during Tenno Live. We might have some Steam Decks to give away during Tenno Live. So make sure that you do the activity, put it in my box, and then I'll pull it out of my box.
This is actually really cool. In the Twitch chat, there's a pinned PSA letting you know we're aware of server issues, so I can stop talking about it. Great.
Yeah,
Everyone knows.
Tennocon.
Sorry, Dean. Do we have a winner?
A lot of stuff away.
Oh, it's still picking.
There's a lot of people. Oh my.
Here we go. The last Desori.
The last Desori? Did I say that right? Oh, I see it. The last Tesori. Congratulations. Virtually at home, you won 1,000 platinum. Please whisper the Warframe Twitch channel you're watching right now with your in-game Melia's platform. Play Warframe on, and we'll get you 1,000 platinum. Congratulations.
I need that is give away platinum during these streams and stuff because that's the premium currency for the game.
There are 200,000 people watching at home.
Ow.
You look great.
That's a lot. That's a new
That's
record for
actually-
housekeeping.
It is.
I think comparable to
All right, we are
FanFest.
probably going to wrap up this lovely welcome panel. Again, cannot thank you enough for being here. Like I said, I see some familiar faces, some new faces. Please come say hi. There's lots of devs around. This might honestly be the most amount of Digital Extremes employees that we've had at the actual venue, so that's
I
super
just
special for us
noticed
as well. And
we have
again,
my
truly, we cannot
side
put this
panel
event
still
on
here from
without
a-
you. And it was a lot of anxiety
There we go.
at the beginning of the year, having the conversation of, do we do it virtual again? Do we do it in person?
Sheldon, thank you for pushing the physical event through. We were really worried, but Sheldon looked me in the eyes, I think in January, and said, it's in person. There's no other option. And at the time, I was so nervous because I knew I would have a lot to juggle, but thank you, Sheldon, and thank you, Tenno, for showing up. I hope to hear all
is
your
my
wonderful
tracking
stories
going? No,
about
it's not.
your journey here today.
All right. we're going to take a little bit of a break, get things set up for the Art of Warframe panel. So thank you so much for coming to see. Sorry?
It's art first.
That's what I said.
Dean's telling us sound. You're the
Dean. I don't know if you can hear Dean, but he's yelling at us, and it's making me sad. The Art of Warframe panel. Like I said, 112 slides, baby. If you're into it, strap in.
Yeah, and all of our keynote news is at the Tenno Live event. So if you want to hear about cross-save.
Rev.
Ooh, cross-save.
Our servers will go down.
I know.
Don't do it.
That has
It's
nothing to do
cross-play,
with the
but-
servers being down, but you'll get your news tonight, and it will be an honor to tell you what's our plan.
Yeah, we got
That
lots
should be really
more.
neat.
Again, thank you for being here. Here, at home, we love you. Thank you so much. And the Art of Warframe is coming up next.
I could actually
10
just
minutes.
throw
Art of
Warframe on my Switch for on the go. Actually, I think I could probably throw it on my phone. I don't know if the relay's opened yet. Nope, not yet. I'm pretty sure the platinum would be separate for crossplay. Gonna be a 10-minute intermission, so I'm gonna probably quickly get fresh coffee. As I finish off the stuff I have. And I woke up fairly early for it, so I'm a bit tired. Yeah, it's my, as I had to go with my favorite Warframe of all time, Valkyr. Which would be my favorite, but she is my original main Warframe, so I thought I'd,
Hey Tenno, it's Helen here from the Warframe community team. I just want to let you know about the free in-game items you can get just for watching Tennocon on Twitch today. The first item you can get is the Gotva Prime Rifle. Watch for 30 consecutive minutes throughout the day and you'll receive this item completely free. Once Tenno Live begins, the drop is going to switch to Gara Prime.
I do
Watch
already
for
have
another
Gara
30
Prime,
consecutive
but
minutes, and you'll get Gara Prime completely free. If you've already linked your Warframe and Twitch accounts before and received drops, you're all set. There's nothing else you need to do. But for those Tenno who have never linked their accounts before, you should head over to warframe.com/Twitch.
okay, this is just
Log into your Warframe account and
about
follow the
that.
instructions there.
Linking
And
stuff.
you'll be all set too. Thanks, Tenno. Enjoy the show.
Yeah, I have Gara Prime, but that means I'll get a free Warframe slot and a Gara Prime I can subsume for her ability, because I was originally thinking of subsuming her for, I think Cora? For one of the builds that she has. But I will be right back. Gonna refill my coffee.
What for? DVDs of all your favorite walled buildings ready to enjoy in your walled living room.
What was that? They just teased the man in the wall. What was that? I was just about to get up. I thought that was just a meme. That was... Oh yeah, this is also really cool. Probably gonna enter this as well. It's a custom PC built to look like an Excalibur novel. They're basically their bobbleheads. Okay, I'm gonna BRB, but I'm gonna leave it on this screen so that way nothing is missed. Ooh. Those are neat. I'm gonna BRB and grab more coffee, like I said. But yeah, I'm gonna leave this up in case I have to rush back.
Wayfinder, a character-based online role-playing game for you and your friends.
Alright, I'm back. The town live is going to be the most important part, but still going to be watching the rest of it. Honestly, the music in the game is really good. Especially like, what was it called? We all left together and... I can't remember the names right now. Like, music in the game is actually really good. Especially, This Is What You Are. That might be my favorite song in Warframe. And actually, this is good. My body seems to mostly block chat. Ephemera, is that? That one just looks like they forgot to texture. What is that? Ooh.
So it's into the void, now me girls and me boys, from mother's hands we go. We'll be sailing to the
This is one of the great songs of the series. Not series,
Sisters below, below. We're going where the winds don't blow.
one of the great songs of Warframe.
Bound down to the deep, and we'll all be sleeping in the cold below, below.
Lotus and either Teshin or just a general dance. In the background there.
There's a living to be made, or there's hell to pay when you're sleeping in the cold below. Sisters below, below.
I like how they decorated it kind of like the relay itself. And it is really neat that they have Warframe statues.
There's a man on high with the devil in his eye and a golden hand, I'm told. It can hurt you, it can hold you, he can kick you or console you when you're sleeping in the cold below. Sisters below, below, we're going where the winds don't blow. Yes, we're all bound down to the deep, and we'll all be sleeping in the cold below, below, sleeping in the cold below.
I think I've been half an hour almost. Okay, not quite half an hour. Means I should be able to get the rifle fairly soon.
You so wise and true when it's my time to go. Won't you lay me down under granite crowns and up
Art of Warframe panel starting.
below, sleeping in the cold below.
Okay, I'm gonna pull this up just because that's a great red text. Tennocon 2023 Art of Warframe panel is starting. Take a break from staring at your West Prime's assets to instead look at the amazing assets we prepared for this panel. Get a peek behind the scenes of 10 years of Warframe and see the incredible things to come in the Origin system. Red text is amazing. There's like basically a cult around it. I remember actually being part of the Red Text cult at one point. Just for the memes.
Hi
I don't
again.
remember why, though.
You guys all still look great. Good to see you. Thank you for
Wandering.
either
Oh, hey, I got my
staying
drop.
or leaving and coming back, or who knows. Welcome.
It
This
looks
is
like I
the
do
Art
get
of Warframe panel, and I'm honestly
drops from my
thrilled
own.
and humbled to be the moderator slash 112 slide picker. Very excited about that. But before we jump into things, I do want to introduce the lovely panel that I have with me today. We're going to meet our panelists. Dean, can you show my slides? I have 112.
Ooh, that's an Incarnon.
Do you see it? Are you working on it? Did I break something? Anyway, we're going to do a little introductions. Before we start, Dean will fix something. We're going to just start. Oh, there we go. Introductions. But we'll start here with the very talented Keith Thompson. So maybe a little, say your name, your
Wonder if
role,
the
and maybe how long you've been
relay stuff
at
is just going to be
making art.
kind of live stuff,
excuse
or
me.
Excuse me, Keith Thompson. I'm learning microphones, and I'm a concept artist, and I've been working on Warframe at least 11 years.
Wow.
So yes, no, it's wonderful to be back here for the convention and see everyone. It's been a while.
nice to have this
Amazing.
in art
Carrie.
direction.
Hi, I'm Kerry. I've been at DE for about 15 years, and I think I started on Warframe kind of just as it hits Steam, essentially, whenever that would be.
Love that. Jeff.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jeff. Hey, everyone. Hi. I used to be an art director on Warframe, and I've been at DE longer than I want to say.
Oh, okay. It's a mystery. If you guess, you get platinum. I'm kidding. Next up.
Hello, I'm Kaz Adams. I'm on the weapons team, and I'm the lead now. I didn't start as the lead, obviously. I started in Tennocon. Any Tennocon creators out there?
That's actually really neat.
Hell yeah. Sweet.
All
You know,
right,
Jen's
last
the
but
thing where people can
last
actually just make skins for Warframe and get added
I'm Eric Vetter, the concept director.
to the game, and they get a cut of the sales of it.
Big time. I've been working on Warframe for, I think, 11 years as well. 2012, sketching with Minky.
All right, so as you can tell, we have a lot of very talented artists here on the stage, myself not included. But my name is Megan Everett. I'm the community director on Warframe, and I'm very happy to be here celebrating as best I can a lot of the art from not only this team here, but also DE in general. So you're going to see art spanning the entire company.
Loses the tracking a bit when I try to drink my coffee.
Oh my, I gotta turn it on, guys. That's why it's not working. The panel, like I said, 112 slides. And the goal for this panel was, again, to celebrate 10 years of Warframe, 10 years of art.
There we go.
You can't do that without going to the past and going to the future. So we're going to do a little bit of maybe dark sector art, stuff like that. But one of the best ways to, I think, celebrate the fact that it's 10 years of Warframe is with the official Warframe art book. Please hold.
Ooh.
Ta-da!
That's actually pretty neat.
Wow. It is quite dangerous, I'm not gonna lie.
That thing is
Think of it. I wonder if there's an actual merch
20
store for
pounds, Eric?
Warframe.
What is this?
Yeah, I think it was 13 pounds.
13 pounds.
13 pounds.
Oh my god.
400
New Prime weapon, maybe?
This is an accumulation of 10 years of Digital Extremes art. And it's incredible. If you're here at the venue, we do have a limited amount for sale. If they are sold out, I'm not quite sure. We do have some on their online store for a pre-order. So if you're unable to get it here at the venue, you can go to store.warframe.com, although the servers might be crashed. And you can pre-order yourself this book because it is massive and beautiful. And my arms hurt. Beautiful, breathtaking.
It's even bigger in your arms.
I'm actually surprised that all their merch is in US dollars.
But Eric, I know
Ooh,
you worked very hard to put this together, and it's kind of in your life.
It is 180 US dollars.
Kind of developing this book.
a little more
Wow.
than a couple months. About a year and a half, I proposed the idea to the greatest guy I know, Jeff Crooks. And he's like, yeah, we got to do this. We got to push it through. So it's been an insane experience, a walk down memory lane, and couldn't be more prouder of it and all the work that we've done.
It's actually crazy how much you guys have found, like stuff I forgot existed.
And speaking of that,
Yeah, there's some great stuff.
Yeah, a lot of the art in my 112 slide panel is featured in this art book. So again, if you want to tangibly get your hands on some of this art, it is going to be in the art book. So if you're interested, you can do that. All right, let's get started, shall we? Ooh. Yes. All right, we're going to do a little back in time, Dark Sector. Maybe not everyone here knows what Dark Sector is. Jeff? Carrie? Everyone here? What's Dark Sector?
Like I said, I need to try Dark Sector eventually, maybe.
It to be. And then we couldn't get that made. So, but yeah, Dark Sector is the seeds of what Warframe turned into. Like it was Steve, myself, and Mike Brennan, Minky, back in 2003, 2002.
Very
just
Grenier.
world-building sci-fi adventure ideas. It was going to be a single-player game. And we kind of did
Almost a mix between Corpus and Grenier.
building what were the early Grenier, the early Excalibur suits. And then when we couldn't make that, we had to pivot to what Dark Sector was. I can't believe you found these drawings. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, that is very,
That's
very Grenier.
Yeah. So yeah.
And
so
that
this
just
was
straight up
I think
Excalibur.
I did some of these sketches just with animation posing because we were trying to figure out a style. So we built the prototype of Dark Sector, and Steve went on a journey of rejection for about 4 months.
Yes.
It was this thing we passionately worked on, and he just kept getting the door slammed in his face that no one wanted to make it, no one wanted to make sci-fi. We heard that over and over again, just rejecting the sci-fi setting of the game, and that's what happened when Minky did the pivot and started exploring what Dark Sector turned into so we could get it made, which turned out to be a pretty cool piece of identity that we're pretty proud of as well. And actually the combination of those two visions of Dark Sector really kind of merged to turn into what Warframes are today.
That is true.
Oh right, the Lotus
Anyone
symbol.
else on this stage a memory of Dark Sector? I know it was a long time ago. Dust those cobwebs. Carrie?
I mean, as an appreciative audience member, yes, but that's about it.
Fair enough, fair enough. It was a long time ago. And like you said, a lot of Dark Sector art inspired Warframe.
Yeah, so this was Minky, who's brilliant.
That would be the early Infested,
He
maybe?
was planning the idea. There was an early idea in Dark Sector where the Warframe or the Dark Sector, the Excalibur suits, could change into different forms. And in a way, this
prototype
kind of turned into the proto design for what Warframes would turn into based on these early ideas. Like when we started kind of kicking the idea around to kind of get back to Warframe.
Kinda looks like Zephyr.
Minky went right back to these sketches to
little bit.
to kind of start building from.
I was a little bit surprised when I saw that there was a version of Excalibur that was actually pretty much Frost all the way back then.
Yeah, there's a Frost and I think even an old Ember design from like back when this that turned into this. Yeah.
Yeah. We've had them cooking in the brain for a while.
I love looking at all of those old ones.
Yes.
Mickey put a bunch of little weird things that he'd written all over them. They're not here, but they're in the art book, so you should check it out.
Way to plug the art book. Thank you, Kaz. There's a lot in the art book. Okay, so we've taken a little look at the past, and now we're going to move a little bit forward into the first 5 years of Warframe. Timeline-wise, that's 2013, a little bit of 2012, because we were obviously developing Warframe before 2013 when it launched, into 2018. So we're going to focus on, obviously, the launch of Warframe.
It'd be interesting to see the 2018 stuff, because I quit back in 2017, I think it was.
Around. So, like you were saying, Excalibur art turned into Hayden Tenno turned into Excalibur. Here we even have Excalibur Prime. So, I mean, obviously at that time, did you even know kind of the iconicness that was being developed with Excalibur Prime and these kinds of concepts?
I wish I could remember. Minky gets full credit for the Prime angle. I remember even when we went back, this was him kicking the can at
Wish
redesigning
I
Excalibur again to be kind of a
knew about Warframe back then.
the old pure sci-fi.
It would have been neat
take,
to have
kind of what was,
bought into it early on and have like
Station
Excalibur
and
Prime and
Dark Sector,
whatnot.
You kind of wanted to kind of make a more
I do like that they
bioorganic suit.
made it so that
And then it was the Founders
it's
Pack that we wanted to
exclusive
do
to
something
people who
special for
originally
Founders.
founded it.
Minky kind of that. I can't remember. I honestly can't remember if it was Steve or Minky that kind of came up with the idea of the Prime versions of in the lore, like the Prime versions of what the Warframes were in that design.
I remember you guys had this really wonderful animated short with Excalibur.
Yep.
And it fought a jackal on, I'm assuming, a Corpus ship. And I got shown that when I got brought on first.
You got shown that?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry. That was like our early sci-fi pitch. Yeah, and that was in 2004 when we made that. And what that set did turn into the Corpus, the base for the Corpus set that we used back then. Yeah, so we really went deep into the mine when we kind of dove into making Warframe.
And speaking of Keith Thompson, not scaring Keith Thompson away with such art, I believe this.
I loved it.
You
It
love
was
it.
great, really fun.
Love it. I believe this
Really
is
low-key
your
looked
first
a lot more
maybe
organic.
concept for Warframe.
I think this might be the first design I started. I think everything was still up in the air. I had some. I think I had the short, not
Makes
not
me
a
think
lot else,
more
so it was really
infested than
blue sky.
end up being.
And this is Loki, basically.
Helmet
And it
definitely
was
stayed
an
the
initial
same.
idea where the Warframes could possibly have sort of a berserk mode.
Oh.
Sort of a werewolf mode. So here you got kind of the base Loki with this sort of martial stature.
I forgot we were
proto-hysteria.
Yeah, that's right. We're gonna do state changes.
And then he kind of, the muscles kind of stretch out, and you get this underlying structure that shows. And of course, Loki basically ended up being a merging of the two. You got the helmet from the berserk mode, and then the kind of the main body.
Did you design the glaive on your own? Were you asked to do a glaive, or did you just do that?
Well, the glaive pre-existed, right?
That's what I'm wondering. If
yeah.
Okay.
I think. Yeah, I'm not sure actually, but
it's cool.
Maybe someone brought up Krull.
And then as well, there was
Ooh,
a
Rhino.
very early Rhino, and I think this one was even titled like Legionnaire or something.
Yes, yeah, and he's got a really weird weapon that I don't think we've ever brought back. Kind of a.
Get on it, Kaz.
It's got claws.
Yeah, Kaz,
I'll
can we
make that.
get this weapon?
I'm a fan.
It'd be kind of neat if they
Yeah,
brought
so you're concepting
like
these
original
Warframes. Do you
concept
remember
art
kinda, like,
stuff
the
back.
direction you were given
It'd
back
be neat if they
then
did that
in terms of
as
what to kind of
skins
create
for
your concept?
frames.
I think there was very much just getting a flavor of the pre-existing.
Maybe call them the
art,
prototype skin.
And the kind of assumption was that I was a compliment for that, and I kind of just went to town with it. Strong, formidable, elegant.
Elegant. Oh, Rhino's never been called elegant before.
It's an essential part. Now, Rhino does have a bit of a hunch here.
Yeah, hunched elegance.
Yes, but so we got a little bit more handsome, but you still got the kind of the nice feet and everything like that, the shoes and
I mean,
yeah.
really, that's exactly what Rhino looks like. So 1-to-1. And then also a couple. This might have been what you're referring to, Jeff, with like the really early Warframe concept by Minky.
I think this was when, again, we were like, well, how many should we ship with? And I think
Had
Scott
names for
just
all of them
said,
except for Ash at the
6
time.
or 8. So Minky, like, it's just maddening. Like, I think, like, you can see he's riffing on Keith's designs here to commit to them, and then he just Trinity was actually an old sci-fi enemy in the old sci-fi setting, so he reused that design.
Trinity would have been.
And then we just kind of, and then like I said, he went back to the well for
Would have had Nyx's mind control ability.
Just like I think in a couple days he put together this for our starting lineup.
What would be the difference between
And I
protective
think
skin and
he had
iron
some
skin? I wonder.
Loose design ideas from Scott to kind of build around.
Oh, Scott. Love you, bud. I would be remiss, obviously, not to talk about the moment of founders, and just obviously, I see some founders in our crowd. Hello, some at home.
Thank you, founders.
Thank you, founders. Truly, without you, this would all not be possible, because you kept this studio surviving and thriving, so thank you for that. So 2012 and 2013, open beta, huge time for Warframe. More people are brought onto the team. We're making really cool art. Trying to explain factions, so we're developing some more ideas. We've got Grenier Corpus, Infested as well.
I wish I played during
And then
Movement
we'll fast forward
1.0.
a little bit to Second Dream, which was huge.
It was huge, yeah. I think this is This is the moment, like, oh my god.
Oh, hey, we actually have the expressions of,
okay, Eric needs to be concept director.
Hired.
Drawing, please.
expression of
But it was
the
frightening, like,
stalker.
for us to do a story quest in this, like, kind of like looter shooter that we put out, and we were really nervous that people would kind of be receptive to it. And I think that's kind of like when there was a really big pivot in the direction of Warframe. When
Still wonder about that one moment in
Was
Second
there mocap
Dream.
involved in the Second Dream? Did we start that, or was that kind of afterwards?
Are we
Gotta go back
showing the
into memory
Warframe?
bank. 2015.
Great Hunhow? Was it the Lotus?
Oh yeah, it was Tim carrying the operator.
Was it the
wasn't
frame having a moment of Umbra like
Tim
sentience?
definitely was carried.
Tim was
Protect
carried
us?
as our operator.
Who did it?
What
though, but
was
he
it?
carried.
It might have been answered and I just
It
forgot.
was an old mocap system, but it was a lot of like credit to the animators. There's a lot of keyframe work.
Yeah.
As well, so.
Yeah, really stepped the art game up for that one. Eric, do you want to explain what's happening here, by the way?
Explain yourself, Eric.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay, but storyboards, like, do we do
Smiley
storyboards?
Lotus.
Video games.
That smiling lotus.
The smiling lotus.
That's
Oh
the
yeah,
best
there
part.
she is. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's cute.
Like a manta ray.
So Eric, storyboards.
Was that the inspiration for the desert skates?
Yes.
This made it into the art book, right?
What's that?
This made it into the art book?
No.
Well, there's no point in buying it then.
We can insert it.
Yeah, your autograph can be the manta ray lotus smiley face. We'll just plug that in there.
Avatar.
But speaking of storyboards, Eric,
Yes.
part of the development process of the Second Dream, obviously, helpful. Like, how much did
Yeah.
this actually one-to-one turn into what was the Second Dream?
I think pretty close. I
Yeah.
think I worked with Jeff on this, and like he was saying, it's kind of our first story moment, and it also tied into the other stuff, like the operator room, the chair, and the reveal. Oh,
Oh, I got that. Tell
you got my
me.
Jiffy
I
or
got
my
your
GIF?
Oh, gross. Got your GIF. I do.
So I presented this to Steve many years ago, and he liked this idea, and
This
Yeah,
was
the
the nursery idea.
almost
Yeah.
blooming of the flower.
and I
Look.
think for the most part, it kind of stuck to
The Warframe pod,
animators
or the
were close to
Yeah.
this,
transference
and
pods.
then the actual pod design, the modelers, and those guys did a great job. The one-to-one design of it's amazing. And then when you see it all put together with the great storyboards I did, it just turned out really well. It was a really special moment for myself. So,
Yeah.
And the music
Everything.
almost makes me cry every time I see it.
Oh, don't cry.
I won't.
In a good way, right?
Good way, good cry.
Good
yeah,
way.
not like no.
Yeah, who here remembers their Second Dream experience? Do you remember it? Oh, look at all those
I
hands.
vaguely remember it.
It was a moment. It was a moment.
It was wild
I
learning
wasn't
the
even
actual
working here yet.
lore behind the
I
frames
said it's a fan. Yeah.
Yeah.
and what we
And I also
actually
got
are.
the bug where you hold
I still
the
remember for the
operators.
longest time the
That was
debate
heartbreaking.
whether
That was
Warframes were
heartbreaking.
suits or
We worked so hard.
entities on their own,
so
or
hard, and then
they were
shoot
like
the operator like a
remote controlled, or what.
There was a lot of also face morphing issues with the operator. You know, beautiful child
were
to behold.
beautiful.
They were beautiful. Oh, absolutely beautiful. And then obviously, Second Dream is telling a lot about the Stalker and giving him a little bit some lore and some story. I
With the
snuck
Zanuka
this slide in
thing
here
being the main
because I wanted to let you know that
point of people
Stalker's
saying that they
story
were
is not over. We do have some
told
plans
remotely.
for a little bit of more Stalker lore, perhaps next year. So,
Keith, we might have to talk to you about that.
oh,
I didn't touch Stalker initially. I'm not sure who did. Who did Stalker?
It was Mickey. Yeah.
Cool.
of course. Anyways, lots of, if you're interested in Stalker, more to come on his story. We're going to fast forward a little bit to 2017, which actually happened in this very room with the Plains of Eidolon reveal at 10 Alive. Pyro was here, Fashion Frame was here.
Would have
Big
been
moment
around when
over
I
there.
quit,
remember
I
it.
believe.
Sorry. Keith, lovely concepts.
I don't remember the meat
Sort
wall.
of grounded for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is we got basically the Orokin structures, and we got the Ostron that scavenged them. And I decided, these structures are still looking pretty good, pretty pristine. They're ancient. They're alive. and that's the valuable stuff in them. So the Ostron basically make their living like whalers,
Creepy.
picking apart these ancient structures, which is sort of in keeping with real history in the sense of a lot of the stone gets reappropriated by following civilizations, and in this case, it's got a certain different vibe.
And I think for that one, this would be what I would call like an unclench concept. This is a moment where it's like, okay, this is going to be okay.
We see a beautiful
in a meat building sort of way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all.
Where like I'll define what unclench means for the audience.
If we need to.
Like I remember we were just kind of trying to get over the hump of figuring out the kind of like what are we going to center around the idea of the Ostrons, and it was like working with Keith, and he just kind of threw this giant boulder into the lake, and it was just too unique not to commit to it. So.
And the animation on the blubber, just impeccable. Just it's always a thrill seeing what they do with these.
Go back and look for that.
Who had to do the research on that?
I don't want to see any Google search history for the meat wall. Eric, we have a lovely concept by you for
this is Eric redemption time.
Yeah, here you go, Eric. Redeem yourself from that storyboard.
Back to the storyboards, please. Yeah, this was very cool to do. I know I had this idea of throwing balloons in it and like things floating around, and I remember Steve just lost his mind for that. He was like, "We got to do that." So that's it.
It was a good way to convey scale.
What's that?
Really well. It was a good way to convey scale.
Yeah.
Like me and Kaz.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're not that much bigger than me.
No, of course not. So obviously from concept to reality, this is obviously what we know the plains looks like currently. It's beautiful. We have many inhabitants of the plains, such as the Norg, many fishies to be had. And then as well, like you were saying, the Ostron scavengers, concepting what they're going to look like. So this is a great piece by Raymond to kind of think about what maybe they're going to be. And then weapons. This was our first foray into modular weapons, Kaz.
I never did get into those.
About doing modular stuff.
I heard they're actually really good.
Due to Lucas, and he just had so much fun.
You basically can't build a bad
This is pretty early on in the
hit gun
process
specifically.
when you get to see these things and then
Like,
to make something too.
Specifically building
just
the
looking
worst
off of
possible DPS
early
one.
pieces for
If you mod it
just
right, it
planning
can still
Cetus,
do steel path.
Lucas was able to just
believe.
create all these different new shapes based on just those little bits and pieces, and he's always bringing in a bunch of research from like different world cultures and stuff. So there's some cool shapes in there that are kind of based in history. So it's just really cool.
Yeah, it was a really cool time to see not only this, but then obviously when you put
Actually
them
dive
together,
into it.
they, put the tape around it and you're making a new weapon. So the weapons team, incredible job there on that one. And then we move into Fortuna. Again, another Tennocon experience. We
Neat,
love
but
reveals.
God, I cannot do
We
the
have
grind for it.
Lovely concept art about Orvalis.
I
And
legitimately will pay
remember
platinum just
the
to
concept art for Orvalis was very, like, Keith, I know you
skip
did
it.
a lot of
And be able
Orvalis
just to
concept art, and obviously
get my
taking
standing
inspiration
and
from it.
go.
Do you remember kind of that time?
Yes, there was a lot of really ridiculous out there ideas too. I had they went through these kind of terraforming seasons, and I was kind of throwing that. It's like that's a whole game we'd have to make, a whole extra game.
Different game.
But you had these impressions that still worked and ended up following through. So yeah, it's amazing to see it kind of flesh out and come alive.
And obviously we went inside for Solaris and doing their kind of story and thinking about, how are we going to do this inside space with these workers trying to work really hard. And then Keith, like I said, your lovely concepts.
Absolutely love what you did with it by keeping it under wraps for so long.
Yes.
It's such a great way to experience
Finding
the
out
whole
the
people
whole
and kind of get that sense that now
it
they
in the
trust
box
you.
thing.
To show you who they really are.
And then they have this
beautiful.
dignity.
Yeah.
They're not just this. They're
Kinda,
victimized, but they're not just victims. And there's this integrity and pride to
I
them.
thought the designs were neat, but then just
they do.
slapping their head into a box in their
It
chest.
was really nice to see that kind of civilization come out in a game world, and I think gives them this really interesting richness and depth. And it doesn't feel like they're just there for the player.
Right.
It feels like they're kind of living on
I
their
originally
own
thought that was
together,
just
and then
their brain.
slowly you gain their their trust, and they welcome you in.
Or something.
Yeah, you're helping them, they're helping you. It's a beautiful story. Not a beautiful story is getting attacked by spiders, but every open world needs to have
I've yet
enemies.
to do this because I haven't done the
so
grind
And we
to
didn't
get
pick it up at the one in the lake, really. We haven't.
Yeah, exactly.
these missions.
Yeah. No, so we had spiders. Sorry if you have a fear of spiders. I remember we had to have a content warning of like, there's spiders in this game. I'm so sorry.
Isn't even a spider. It has 4 legs.
I had seen the pictures early on, and I'd been at an event with Jeff, and he was like, "Are they okay? Are they too weird? Do you think they're too weird?" He was so nervous about it being too weird. I was like, "It's Warframe. It fits."
Yeah, it's the amazing thing about working with Keith as well is like you can kind of give him a nugget, like a seed, an idea. We gave him kind of the culture idea we were aiming for, and then he comes back and there's heads and cavities, and we're just like, okay, that's like, but like you were saying, it worked so well systemically in the game as part of the standing system, and it being something you have to earn. I thought it was incredible.
Yeah, it all worked out. Obviously, you have conservation, doing some little traps here. Shout out to Rosa if you're here. Our conservation queen, Pyra. And then again, more modular
the
weapons
gyro
for the weapons
mag systems are
teams.
locked behind it.
Was there like we were able to use obviously a lot of maybe what we learned was Zaws using kick guns, or was it like different worlds?
Oh, it was very similar.
Yeah.
On the like making side of things, you just create kind of like sockets kind of thing, and you can just plug different things into those parts. So these were all Lucas again. Taking just from those few concepts that we had at the very beginning and being able to extrapolate into all sorts of different directions with it.
Incredible. Obviously, there was a lot that happened in between that. I'm not glancing it over. I only have 112 slides. But we are going to go into the next 5 years of Warframe for a timeline, 2018 till basically now. Heart of Deimos, again, another Tennocon
Right, I
reveal.
forgot about
There's a
Deimos
theme
for some
happening here
reason.
that didn't
I was
really
literally
need to.
just there.
But we went weird and gross, obviously, with Heart of Deimos being the Entrati family, the more infested type of vibes.
Yeah, did they have
what
a
do we remember
gun
about,
type system?
I remember Heart of Deimos and Deimos in general being really fast development-wise. We were just like, we have this idea, let's do it, Tennocon, let's make it happen. Does anyone have any kind of, like, what were you feeling during that process?
Well, and you throw in lockdown into that. That was, we got thrown into lockdown, and we had to kind of do this, setting up like a remote.
Yeah, we were setting up remote, and the other thing is it really wasn't the main thing we were intending to do that.
No.
It was going to be the new war, and this was more achievable.
Stop that, Gary.
The giant fleshscape was more achievable.
Fleshscape, oh God. You know how many times I saw that word trying to find art?
Yeah, didn't work out exactly that way, but yeah.
Internally, it's called Fleshscape, so if you want to start calling it that, that's, I guess, fine. But again, obviously concepts, fishing spears, we gave them a whole new look with our nasty, nasty little fish that went along with Deimos. There's many different versions of this, right, Kaz?
Yeah. Lucas just goes through, and when he does his explorations, they just have so much character and life to them. It's just so cool to see these early explorations of these things.
Yeah, it might be hard to see in the audience, but yeah, there's a whole bunch of little notes on sticky net and gut hanging, reference to other spears, sticky tongue, weird stuff that makes Deimos Deimos. And then concepted, his name wasn't originally Lloyd, but he had a different name.
I'm not sure what his original name was now.
It was so long, and I was just like...
it was probably too much,
it was
I think this was a Sentinel you pitched originally.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Whenever I sort of explore new world, parts of the world.
We haven't got Sentinels in a long time. Any new ones?
Operator outfits themed, and weapons and things like that. And this guy was going to be a Sentinel, and kind of went to town with him. This was interesting too, because with this whole kind of group, I started to explore the motif of a skull. And you got to be so careful with that, because skulls are fun, but they're everywhere and they always have a feel.
Yep.
So I really went trying to get with this with these sort of really almost prehistoric ancient burials. So we're not going gothic, we're not going kind of catacombs, we're not going with that.
Trying to
kind
avoid
of
the
sort of trying to
Warhammer.
respect even older, where they're a little bit more suppressed, a little bit more hidden.
And this turned into like the seed of like the Entrati kind of aesthetic as well. Like we kind of built around this. And kind of put a lot of what you were exploring into that, into kind of like the
Yeah, the feel of the kind of round bits. I think people have called them corn mechs.
Yeah.
Is sort of the idea. The motif is sort of like the like gold coins that you'd get in these ancient burials around chieftains and things like that. So they'd sort of be surrounded by their riches in this really early way.
Yeah, very cool.
That's great.
And then we got into art guns, which was necromechs in general were introduced in this, and then art guns. Kaz, in terms of weapons,
I need to work on my art.
Did art guns kind of development differ from normal weapons, or was it just make big gun?
Make big gun.
Make big gun, yes. Make big gun, make work, make fire. It's beautiful. We had many other weapons as well with a father.
I don't even have the basic necromech.
Of those weapons. Do you remember kind of the development process?
They're ever going to come up with more.
These trotty, very gold, fancy weapons.
Yeah, so these came from more of Keith's drawings, and he's got this huge book of a description of what they do underneath it with there's like soul-sucking things in there. And like
the idea would they would have sort of reverse magazines, so they'd start empty, and then they suck a shot out of the target, and so and then you do kind of this life dump.
Oh, that's actually really cool.
A life dump. You'd sort of like almost like you'd inject their life out of your gun, like
the fleshscape.
Life, yeah, exactly. We went weird. We went weird with this, and then we went even more weird with the new war. Fast forward a little bit, obviously. Obviously, one of our
I think I tried to stream it, but then it
kind of a quest moment, but a lot of work went into the new war.
Before I actually started properly streaming, so there's no archive of it, I think.
As we know.
Yeah, it was a long road, for sure.
It was a long road.
And people were very patient.
Still running my old CPU, so it was struggling. At one point, it was just completely black for like 90% of it.
Post-it notes on my wall, yep.
The whiteboard came back. So yeah, early concepts. Hello. Unum Tower, which, Pyra, I know you're a big fan of Unum Tower. I'm not saying anything about it, but, just concepting what that's going to look like, trying to figure out the story. Really loved this Narmer outpost, trying to figure out what that type of Grenier on steroids was going to be visually to make it kind of spooky.
Yeah, they had to build a new kit, right? Like we wanted to kind of make
a new accent, but it was going over top of older stuff. So
yeah, we wanted
really
to be familiar and kind of a needle scratch when you return that this is not the same place it was. So
yeah, big swings, as we like to say. And then Keith, I don't know what you were eating that day, but you came up with some crazy Archon concepts.
Yeah, the idea was, again, almost playing off of a lot of the modular work we were doing. There was an idea, when you have these little sort of vomvalists in this initial idea.
Floating heads, like little guys.
They'd have sort of a bandolier of them. And then they kind of, loose them like little satellites. And then the actual frame that they'd be using as a host, there was an idea that possibly they could be swapped out, modular. So every time you come across an Archon on a following mission, you're not quite sure what frame is plugged in. Yeah, because the Archons are these sort of parasitic entities.
Ooh, that's disgusting. And then obviously we, taking the concepts from Keith.
It'd be neat if they could actually
making them their dedicated weapons.
People's frames.
We obviously have. I'll go through each, but Kaz, do you remember kind of developing these to match and fit these very disgusting but beautiful Archons?
Oh yes, those concepts from Keith are some of my favorites from him. They're all like kind of animal based, like each one of them starts with an animal. So we wanted to try and work that into all of the weapons as well.
Yeah, they definitely fit with who they are. We got a Mar, which is one of the scary ones that charge after you, and then concepting the choice screen, Eric. These are interesting.
I just stole Keith's art.
Plagiarism.
Thanks, Keith.
Yeah, I remember
you
when I was going through this archive,
see Excalibur
there was a lot of different versions of it. You had a version where it was like almost floating on the sky and like it varied, space, and then it came into this, and then it became what it is. What was the kind of thought process there of like how you wanted that to look in the end?
I got art directed to where it is now, but back then it was they wanted kind of a select screen, and so I was coming up with all these different ideas, stealing Keith's art, of course. But just putting it in, for ideas only and stuff. And I just got whittled down to this really boring selection screen now. So No, I'm just joking. It's good.
Rude. And then obviously, New War, there was a little bit of what we call man in the wall. Little teases here and there. I won't spoil too much, I guess. maybe not.
Ooh,
But
neat.
anybody want to say anything about trying to incorporate man in the wall into the New War?
We knew where we were going,
Yeah.
so we just wanted to plant seeds, like little foreshadows of what we're going to be revealed. And I'm trying to remember, like, are we getting to the man in the wall concept? Is that I totally looked at the flow before
No.
it came here, but because like Keith
Keith did a crazy one, yeah.
Keith of course designed
Yes.
Wally, and I'm trying to think what year was that though? Like
That was ages ago. That might have been 4 years ago?
Yeah,
5 years ago?
4 years ago. So we knew we were getting there, like for about that long ago, and we just wanted to start planting the seeds. And
The key thing about the man on the wall, I find, is that he's still a mystery. Don't worry. It's not a reveal. We're not seeing an answer to him. There's a layering that's underway with him. So
Trying to be sneaky about it, you know?
Yeah.
We try. And then we went Angels of the
It's
Zeramin.
gonna be happening with
It
him
went
because
real
the
crazy. Finally got to go
Tap,
to the
tap,
Zeramin,
tap.
which I think was huge. Like the Zeramin
The
has been a
Untimed
concept
Door
throughout
and
Warframe
Deimos.
for a very long time.
2004.
2004, literally. Thank you. So to finally be able to go there was obviously, I think, huge for the team. And Carrie, do you remember kind of what vibes you were trying to go for when making the interiors of the ship?
Well, abandoned, overgrown, and the presence of the void, and that gets it into one spot, and it also kind of shows the Orkin kind of as that dominant caste above perhaps the people who would have been the mere generation ship colonists.
And then, of course, the angels. And I know, based off conversations with you, there's many iterations of what these angels were going to look like. What
This
kind of
would
was
be another unclench.
Another unclench, yeah.
This one right here. So yeah.
Do you
That's
remember
really
kind of
neat
like
how they kinda
many
look like
iterations
Warframes.
and like why
It might
did we whittle
just-
down to this one?
humanoid, but
Concept art lead often has like a number at the end of his concepts. I dare not say. Like
Yeah.
it would be high in the double digits for us to have got to where we were going with that one.
Yeah. There was a lot, but landed on something very beautiful, very haunting, sound-wise as well, incredible. And then we have some characters that we introduced into the Zeramin.
I wasn't really expecting us to be able to actually put like the little black glasses on that when we were first doing it, but that worked out really well.
You're like, I like that touch. I like it. We have our crew, our lovely crew, and the early concepts of what they look like from the Kamiki brothers. It was really cool to see, and again, almost one-to-one with how they came out in the game, which was interesting. And then we went into Incarnans, right, Kaz?
Oh, yes.
Oh, tell me all about it. What do we have here with us today?
Oh, interesting of you to ask me about this.
they're actually fairly broken.
There we go.
Put the safety on.
Yeah, this is my favorite gun. Sure.
Ah, there you go.
She does not want you to hold the prop there.
Yeah,
No.
don't touch my gun. Yeah. So this was a team effort. We had with it 5 total Incarnans that we.
Incarnans are
came up with,
actually a
and
really
of
neat
course they've
concept,
got
just
the voice
turning
on,
ornamental
so
weapons into.
Technically, it's 10. So you know. I designed 3 of them, and Nikita designed and created the other 2.
It is really neat how they
The dagger
become
and the pistol, and I designed the others. And I'm so proud of my team for
Void warp.
pulling off such amazing weapons with these concepts. But this is the only one that I claimed this one for myself. I'm like, I'm going to be selfish about one. This guy.
The full arc. It's beautiful.
Yeah, this one's my
It is
baby.
beautiful. And I remember early conversations we were talking about these weapons. They take attributes of the wood from the trees that are in the Zeramin tile set. Do you remember any kind of direction for that? Was there a different way you wanted to go, or was like, yes, trees, love to incorporate that?
Well, in the beginning, we were thinking, oh, well, what are these weapons going to look like? We don't really have a defined art direction for the weapons on this. Well, maybe they're just security weapons or something. It's a big ship with sci-fi people on it, maybe security stuff. And then Reb came in with an idea that they were ceremonial weapons that they're taking to the new star system, and that they come from specific trees on Earth, and they're like just these beautiful pieces of art, but also weapons. Because why not?
Because why not? Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, a crazy school of weapons that we continue to add to this day even. So your team is
Really need to do
incredible.
the
Keep pumping those out. So go art team.
circuit,
And then we got even weirder
or the
with
steel
the
path
Duviri
circuit.
paradox this year. Took a real left turn, went eternalism, and a little Dominus. This was, I believe, a concept for like a Dominus arena kind of vibe. But where was your head at when you were thinking of Duviri?
I think originally these were going to be in the gases of Jupiter.
Yeah,
They were,
that's
so
right.
it's very kind of dreamlike, suspended in a, I think the horizon was going to curve vertically, like a crescent moon.
Oh.
So you're really going to feel removed from the outside world and kind of stuck in this massive sea of gas, of this kind of broiling gas. And then he's got his own private, imaginative kingdom that he's building. And he's doing it in this kind of model of a type of Orocan antiquity. So he's got this kind of, this Caesar quality to him. He dreams himself a tyrant.
Yeah.
A child dreaming he's a tyrant.
Don't we all?
Yeah, we all go
We're
through
all
that
tyrants,
stage. And so he runs. If you end up in his world, then you're just another plaything, except you're real.
Yeah, and very echoes to this day what Duviri Paradox is essentially his play world. So incredible
Here's
concept.
how it'll
And
work.
obviously, thinking of what Duviri was actually going to look like.
Warping
was a
reality,
huge
or?
endeavor. Not only visually, but it's just a massive, massive world.
Actually pretty
Is
neat.
it our biggest open world?
Not in square footage, I don't think, but
yeah.
hopefully in density
Being
experience.
attached to the Zeramin, it looks like almost.
But I mean, it's our first kind of really
Or a
exploring
ship
floating
similar to it.
islands and having that kind of different levels within the environment. And we went real spooky,
I haven't
weird
really explored
with
much
it.
of
We
Duviri
were
now that I
thinking
think about it.
I love this one because it reflects that really creepy place that's in Duviri with the waterfall face. Carrie, do you kind of remember going through all these concepts and critiquing and trying to figure out where we wanted to go in terms of when you saw this stuff?
Yeah, I mean, like that one there would be something where we were playing with a lot of large chunks of body parts, bluntly, in the landscape for a while. And
Think about it,
this
that's
was one
not
of the things that kind of
unlike
came out from it. So,
and the wall.
it is an iterative process, so you'll have like somebody rough something in as a sketch and a crazy idea, and then somebody else will refine, and then it'll go in game, and then it'll kind of do a loop as we go. And this would be something where, visually that's gorgeous, and it does exist now, so you can kind of see how it goes.
But I think Duviri is a really good example of showing how concept art starts in one place and evolves into something else. Like the concepts we're seeing now with the ship previously, originally Duviri was intended to be, the Zeramin got lost and had Orocan technology where it could terraform itself in an emergency if it needed to. So it kind of, with math, would grow its own world around itself. And that's kind of what we started with.
Actually, a really neat idea.
Very long. But then the other thing is we wound up shipping the Zeramin first.
Yes.
So that kind of like trips up that plan.
Step one, step two,
Yeah.
we made it. And then we, did the Drifter Cave with Old Man Teshin. What we internally call him is Old Man Teshin. And I know this one was really special just because of where our heroes were at within the timeline of Warframe without spoiling anything with Teshin. So it was really, I think, important for the team, the art team, to really nail the vibe of Teshin when we were thinking about putting him in. And then Kaz, I know you designed his lovely staff.
Yeah, made a staff.
Made a staff. Looks good, matches him, looks great.
He was riding on the heels of all the Zeramin.
Oh, neat.
So
Yeah.
really easy to
Okay.
jump into that one.
Yeah, different vibe. Of course, we have mocap.
Oh, Elise.
Elise,
Yep.
she is our opera singer. She's an incredible animator on the team. She's actually also Bombastine as well.
That's right.
Yeah, I couldn't get a side by side, but Bombastine as well as her. So some incredible work done there. Jeff, you weren't throwing anyone around at that
I didn't
point.
get to throw Elise around that
No,
day.
no. Gentle with Elise. We're gentle. Tim, on the other hand,
Tim's a different story. Yeah.
Tim we toss around. More weapons as well. Liger doing an incredible Daxpo concept.
Wonder if we actually will get those as a weapon.
Liger, and incredible. And then Carrie, we have a little video here of a prototype.
A very, very early version of Duviri, and it's kind of like probably one of our Biggest success stories because we wound up stopping trying to make it at that point, and we went and did the new war instead. So quite a lot of stuff went into this. Team came together and knocked this out right after Deimos came out, just to kind of see what we were going to do next. And you know, obviously a lot of rough edges at a time like this, but
don't look at the flying. Don't look at it.
Things in gray. You know, I've got some other videos that have flight controls that were so unintuitive that I managed to mainly bash into things, even though it was mainly flat. So, but you can see a lot of the fractal stuff. We were considering busting apart buildings, and then several people talked me down off of the ledge on that one.
It'd be neat to have environmental destruction.
Very cool moments that the early stuff through to the final would come through, and this would be a very, very long time before that. Don't mind the sheep.
Yeah, no internal.
But yeah, this is like a really successful early step for us, to be honest with you. Like, you can get a feel for the place. You're walking around. You can understand how things might wind up scaling.
There was like the team could kind of buy into it at this point.
Yeah, and we would also know how hard it would probably be to do the way that we would like to do it.
Oh, placeholder NPCs.
Can't do this and the new war at the same time, basically.
A little difficult, yeah.
Neat.
And so the video we're seeing here, is this kind of how we would approach other open worlds as well? Like kind of making this giant playground proc to make and walking around it and seeing what works, what doesn't work? Is that kind of a normal process for our open worlds?
It's a relatively small chunk, but yeah.
No, I think about it.
You try to get
Neat.
the real experience as quickly
They're
as we
just
can.
plain Warframe weapons.
That's how you can know whether or not it feels like it's worth doing. Because
Thanks using instead of
a huge endeavor. We have
unique ones.
A lot of really cool ones already, so it better be worth doing.
Yeah. No, this is really cool. I always love seeing work. I mean, I love seeing work in progress stuff, but all this behind the scenes is really cool to see.
I remember the next
what
world
worked,
even
what didn't
be.
work, and how we made it in the end. So it's very cool.
We have
Okay.
Void. We have Infested. We have Grenier. We have Corpus. I don't really think there's any other factions that would have an open world.
I don't
Typically,
know
so that'd be
Future
a
of Warframe.
faction
We're
on
here, Deviri Paradox is live.
another world that we already
What's next for
know of.
Warframe? The things we're going to show you in this section,
Maybe
some of it
sentience?
you may recognize. A lot of it you will
I
not.
think we
Some of
more
us
or
will be
less
very vague
reconcile
about
with
it,
them
Because you'll learn very soon what it is.
because of the whole bit.
And the first thing I did want to talk
Phallus
about,
thing.
which you will recognize because they will be going live today, are our heirloom collections.
Eee. Not gonna buy them, but
And these are very special to the team because, for many reasons, one of them being is that Minky came back and he concepted these designs for us. So we have some really cool early whips of Minky for the Frost heirloom and kind of the direction that he was trying to go with that. So cool. Different versions. And then we have the Meg heirloom concept as well.
still
Trying
need
figure
to
out
make Mag
what
and
she's going to
fully
end up.
level her.
A couple different shapes going on. Ultimately, we ended with this.
I honestly
and
like
it
the
really-
designs.
What these skins emphasize for us is a legacy of 10 years of Warframe. And again, really special that Minky came back and concepted these for us. And one of the things that
Wait, they won't
I want to
film all
note
these?
here involving in this collection is a brand new attachment. So if you'll notice on the top of their heads, you know, Frost has his little spikies, Meg has her little squiggles. Sorry, Minky, that was a terrible description of your art. But for a very, very long time, the community has wanted halos. So we have made what we're calling Signas, and they're a brand new cosmetic attachment in a style of a halo. So they're going to be coming with the heirlooms. They'll have their respective ones. You know,
So
fast
is
and
that
frame
gonna
as you will.
be a whole new
We love
cosmetic
halos.
setup? Neat.
And these are going live today at 2 p.m. Yes, I know they did leak, but they are going to be live at 2 p.m. and you can check out everything the pack contains and all of that and really celebrate 10 years of Warframe. They are
I saw them
going
when
to be,
when linked them in
I'm gonna save that for
chat when I was
Tennocon.
hanging out
Anyways,
at
moving on.
Deimos's void
another
hole
new
thing.
thing coming, not coming today at 2 p.m. We're doing another Warframe. Sorry.
Ooh.
We're doing another Warframe, of course. We're all about numbers. 10 years of Warframe, 30 years of DE. 54th Warframe.
Interesting.
This is Dagoth.
No
and this is, of
face.
course, Keith Thompson art.
You got that motif of the headless coming back again.
Yes.
Ever since I was little, you got to play being the headless horseman and things like that. So we've got, Dagoth here.
Oh yeah, you can see the
who also has
almost horse
a
skull looking
distinctive
thing there.
executioner's sort of bearded axe, which possibly is connected with why he looks that way. I guess we'll find out.
Well, actually, someone in a different
We
game
changed the
stole
weapon.
that axe. I'm looking at Soulframe. They stole the axe from us.
That's not true. I said if you're not going to use this axe.
Okay. she is going to have a different weapon. First, a beautiful in-game
Ooh,
look at what
that's
it's looking
neat.
like right now as we continue developing her. Shout
Makes
out
me
to
really
obviously
curious
Keith for
about
the concept, model, Mike,
frames
beautiful
now.
job.
Yeah, you can really
And
see
yeah,
the horse
she's
head.
giving very headless horseman vibes. I don't know if you can see the horse maybe attachments, inspiration on her. We'll talk about her more later on. But like I said, she will be coming with a blade and whip concept. It's been a while since we've done a nasty blade and whip. So Nikita, a fantastic job of matching it to her spooky style. And this is just a little in-game render of what that will look like.
Yeah, actually
Love,
pretty good
love,
for
love.
Halloween.
And as per usual, on these art panels, we usually reveal our next Prime Warframe.
Ooh. Who's the new pro?
Any guesses?
Daku?
I heard Grendel.
Oh. Neat. Grendel's a lot better since they reworked
Grendel
them.
Prime will be our next shiny boy.
I don't
in
know
the
if I'll
family of
farm for
primes.
him.
He's big, he's thick. THICC.
Not my
here, I know
favorite,
in terms
but
of art direction,
neat.
you can kind of see a little bit of boar in his helmet. Can you tell me about kind of that choice to go a little animalistic and maybe some other options we had, or just love it?
Well, I mean, when you've got a giant stomach that winds up essentially eating everything, you know, it's kind of a natural thing to play off of, and Marco ran with things and did
Yeah.
amazing with that.
Yeah, incredible. Love the boar look. But of course, with every prime is an accessory. And if we know Grendel's got the Sumba primes, so he's going to be, or sorry, he's got the Sumba, now he's going to have the Sumba prime signed Dana, so we'll be able to fashion frame, of course. And then...
And this is going to have like little floating feathers that fall out of it too, that are kind of ephemeral little glowing things that come out.
Like he's eating a chicken or something. And it's just the feathers are just flying behind him. And as well, his prime...
Beautiful boy.
Beautiful. His prime weapon will be the Zylok Prime, if you are a Zylok enjoyer.
I don't remember the Zylok.
And as well, wouldn't be without a melee. And actually,
Oh.
Keith, I think you concepted
Maybe I'll
this
pick it up.
melee. It is the
Oh,
Masseter.
yes.
Yeah. I remember looking at that concept and being in love with it, because, and I mean this with love, it reminds me of like those potatoes on a stick that you get at the fair, and I was like, that looks incredible.
I think I might have cribbed it. It's a part of an engine. It's
Neat.
yeah. So I'm not sure at what scale. I might have taken it from a ship engine, but again, they've got the wonderful animation. You know
Yes.
where they all. I love that ambient spin.
It is a very satisfying weapon to hit someone with.
Neat to
With all the spinning blades. And I do
play
want
around
to
with it.
correct my typo. Andrew, I'm sorry, your last name is YU, not WU. I'm very sorry about that. You can talk to me later, I'm sorry. Also, what we reveal in these art panels, deluxe skins.
Ooh.
Who here wants a Sevagoth deluxe skin?
Oh, that looks cool.
I do.
Very
Yes.
deep sea.
It's giving fish. It's giving aquatic. It's very spooky. Liger,
I
again,
actually quite like
kicking it
that
out
design.
of the park.
Oh yeah, I actually bothered with Sevagoth.
Built different.
Yeah, the amount of thought that goes in is
It was neat,
just
but I ended
awesome
up
to watch.
assuming
The
him.
process is
Yeah.
fantastic.
They're always ready
should
to
rebuild him.
take feedback.
Or maybe I'll just wait until he becomes a prime.
And they are a perfectionist in their own way. And of course, Shadow, Sevagoth Shadow will have its own little deluxe form, as you saw. So it's just a little zoom in on that, if you will. But what's one deluxe skin when you can have two?
Ooh.
Urelli deluxe skin will be coming as well. A little more. Again, we have an aquatic theme happening, although she is a little
Urelli
water
is
herself. So a very
a frame, I guess.
Jellyfish inspired.
Jellyfish vibe, and trying to project that as a goth, as opposed to,
Love that for her. Marilena, of course, will be deluxe.
All the power people who use her, but
can't do that without.
I love this.
Yeah, it is.
I can't even get
gross
through
and
the
cute.
quest to
Love it.
unlock her.
All right, it's time for the part of the panel where we give you things with no context.
I've heard that she
context.
scales very poorly.
Ready? Ready to be vague? You guys are nervous, aren't you?
I don't even know what's coming.
It's okay. There's a new cat.
Ooh.
A new Kabat, perhaps? I don't know. I don't know. Just a new cat.
We talked about a certain aesthetic earlier in the
yeah,
panel.
there's some gold coins.
Is it your cat? Is it someone else's cat? Time will tell.
I
Also,
want it.
A new
New Necromech. I was just talking about that. Some new Deimos content, it looks like.
There's a theme with these. Yes, a theme with these. And another thing I'm very
I see
excited
no
to show
skull on it, which is
is
weird.
a new weapon and a new grip type altogether.
We ran out of guns to make, so we decided to make books.
Oh, this is just straight up a summoner weapon.
Will be coming.
That would actually be really cool as a
at
summoner
some
weapon.
point. Again, the vibes, they're similar. They are very similar. This is the in-game model of it. I don't
gave
know.
me an excuse
Void.
to make a skull on a book, so I took it.
Yep, there you go. We love a
The
little
creepy
hand.
long fingers.
And that's it. That is the Art of Warframe panel. We're not even going to look at that slide. Don't even look at it. Don't look at it.
That might be what's behind the door. Little teaser there.
Thank you, everyone here, for watching. I hope you enjoyed going through my 112 slide archive of Warframe. Eric, thanks for being here. Kaz, thanks for being here. Jeff, thanks for being here. Carrie, thanks for being here. Keith, thank you for being here. Any parting words? Any words of wisdom?
Thank you all.
Yeah, no
10
wisdom,
more
but
years.
10 more years. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Thanks, you guys.
Next up is the Sounds of the System panel. So if you want to have your ears tickled, just hang tight, because they're coming. Thank you.
Actually really neat. I'm actually glad I woke up for this. Like, for the longest time, Warframe was one of my favorite games. And the people I used to play with kind of stopped playing, so I stopped playing. And I only recently got back into it because I was trying to recommend it to a friend. I'll recommend it to a couple people. Oh, that's Wisp. I wonder if we're gonna actually be
It's Helen here from the Warframe community team.
allowed
I
into
just want to let
the,
you know about the free in-game items you can get just for watching Tennocon on Twitch today.
thing again.
The first item you can get is the Gotva Prime Rifle. Watch for 30 consecutive minutes throughout the day and you'll receive this item completely free. Once Tenno Live begins, the drop is going to switch to Gara Prime. Watch for another 30 consecutive minutes and you'll get Gara Prime completely free. If you've already linked your Warframe and Twitch accounts before and received drops, you're all set. There's nothing else you need to do. But for those Tenno who have never linked their accounts before, you should head over to
Those masks in the background are interesting. I only
log
just
into
noticed.
your Warframe account and follow the instructions there. Then you'll be all set too. Thanks, Tenno. Enjoy the show.
Oh, now they're advertising the book, but always hate those things. I need to just have a Warframe themed Roomba. Wait, they might. No, are they going to re-show the little man in the wall teaser? I missed like half of it. Oh, neat! There's a fan on the back. Oh, and ventilation through the chest. Honestly, a really neat build.
We face the danger.
I think I tried the beta of this game. It was okay, but... eh. I felt like it'd be way too grindy compared to Warframe. At least to me. It is completely random the order they show these in. Still a chance. There they are. Yeah, let's see what this is. Oh, no, wait. Oh, for the stalker.
Death mark of the stalker.
So, like, it sounds the system will probably end stream until Tenno Live starts. Then come back. I'll throw another live announcement in the Discord. There won't be using any self-promo channels for the second part of the stream. No, maybe I will. I'll just play the game during that downtime. Never actually been to one of these before. Heirloom cosmetic collections have arrived. Looking at the chat and the relay, the new skins are stupid expensive. Okay, so it's a FOMO. Waiting for... Go to start. Sounds like the Octavia thing. Twitter thing isn't opening properly. Going.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Tennocon 2023 Sounds of the System panel over here on the main stage at Tennocon. We are going to take a little bit of a look back at the 10 years of Warframe and what it has sounded
Balloon
like.
collection.
I have some amazing guests up here, so if people are heading over to the stage, let's take a moment to introduce them before we dive into everything sound. So,
Okay, so
closest to me is Miss Rebecca Ford. Hi, Reb. What are you doing up here?
Okay, so they're exclusive and they're $92.
The real MVPs of
Holy
Warframe sound, but
crap.
I'm just excited to be a part of the sound panel. My name is Rebecca Ford, and I am the Lotus in Warframe.
Well, $71.99 if you want to only get
Hi,
them.
I'm
And
George Stanos.
Regal
I'm the
Aya.
audio director at Digital Extremes, and yeah, I've been working on this little game
That's
for
stupid
I guess,
expensive.
10 years now with
Little
these
games,
fine
Actually,
people.
11 for you, George. Sorry.
I'm Jeff
I was
Hartley,
thinking
I'm
of it, it was
sound designer
platinum,
at
but
Digital
no.
Extremes. I've been here 13 years now, and it's just been an amazing journey to grow with Warframe, and I'm looking forward to the future. Yeah.
Amazing.
Hey everybody, my name is Eric Preston, lead sound designer on Warframe. It's amazing to see a whole bunch of faces here. It feels like it's been forever. So yeah, super cool that you guys could all join us for this panel and excited to be here.
Hey everybody, I'm Willem Shonkin. I've been at DE for 10 years. Started in 2014.
I'm gonna be
so I guess
right
9.5
back.
years.
I'll leave the thing
but I guess
going.
Some of you might
No,
know,
instead my BRB screen.
Some of the sounds I did was on Gera, was Nidus, Baruch, and Gauss, to name a few. So those are some people know me.
Hey guys, I'm Matthew Chalmers. I'm fairly new to Warframe. Just been working on it for the last couple years. I do the music. Very excited to be at my first Tennocon.
We're so happy to have you here. Thank you everyone for joining us. You know, as we're here at Tennocon celebrating 10 years of Warframe, it's inevitable that we're all going to look back at truly how far we've come as game devs, because we've dived into the archives and taken a look at early Warframe, and it sounds and looks a hell of a lot different than it does now.
Yeah.
So before you get to it, I have an asset so we can listen to it and then we can go from there.
Life support has been replenished.
That melee swing gets me every time. It's so good. So why don't you tell us a little bit about Warframe 2014?
Yeah, I mean, 2014, geez, yeah, 9 years ago. A lot's changed, but you know, we've tried to keep a lot of consistency as well, you know. I think one of the biggest things for us is making sure we stay true to the original vision we developed, but growing it at the same time. And, you know, sounds that we put in back then, you know, some of them you feel like maybe you want to change, but so many of you players are, you know, said, no, don't change them because you're so used to them and you love them. And so we try to incorporate new with old and make it all kind of live together in this beautiful, beautiful universe. So.
I gotta ask specifically, is the life support sound in that camp? Because that is the same sound that it's been for like 10 years.
It probably is, actually. There is a lot of like classic sounds that are still the same. Yeah.
Remember when you tried to change the Bratton firing sound and then reverted it because people loved?
Yep. That was a whole forum post that was probably like 10 pages deep.
And the heck.
What the heck, right? Yeah, because we had developed a new weapon system for triggering, you know, different layers of weapon when you shoot the weapon, different kind of layers of it. And so we got the bright idea, it must have been, 2015 maybe? Something like that, to change a few of the weapons. And we were like, oh, this sounds much better now. It's much cleaner, much punchier. And then, boy, you guys let us know what the heck were we thinking. So revert. And, but you know what?
They
It's
actually
awesome.
listen
It
to
just
players.
shows that everyone loves a lot of the sounds in the game, which is all we can ask for. So.
I think that's the busiest the sound forums have ever gotten.
Yeah. No, that's not true. That's not true.
I know, you know, over the 10 years, you've managed to keep Warframe sounding new and fresh, but also the same. So is there like a core thread or like a line that you have to walk over the past decade to keep it feeling Warframe?
Yeah, I can speak to Warframe's design specifically. specifically, the
Hell yeah.
Warframes themselves, I mean.
Yeah.
There's a common thread in the signature that we want to create with those that we still strive for today, is that they all sound unique and they're memorable and iconic, and you could not see them on screen. You could just hear the sound and you would recognize what Warframe that sound is from. I think that kind of leads to Valkyr, where we started to add a vocal to it, and that added to another level of memorabilia to it. And so it's been really cool. And I think you worked on that frame, George.
Yeah. I think that's the thing, right? It's like it's trying to have the consistency and trying to make things feel new and fresh all the time too.
Many
right?
frames even have
I mean,
vocals.
you spoke to Valkyr. When we think of like Excalibur and Mag and Volt, their sounds are fairly, like, maybe not simple, but they kind of get right to the point, and there's nothing complicated to it. Whereas Valkyr was any excuse to get Megan to scream into the void, basically.
That was, I think, the first frame that had a human voice in it. And we, I mean, everyone knows, they don't speak. And, but, we, I forget what the genesis of the idea was to put a voice in that, but people resonate so much with the human voice, and the battle cry just is such a signature, and it's such a good way of giving that frame its power and its.
Sounds really neat because it's not like an actual
feel.
I mean,
speaking. It's just
it just has an emotional resonance that comes through.
Almost bestial.
I mean, like at this point, you have so many Warframes with voices in it. So we have Valkyr, Heaven. You're welcome, Meg. We get to listen to you again. Beautiful. And
Angry
then
Megan.
Angry? Yeah.
Very angry.
You probably told her that anime sucks, and that's all she needed to get to that point. And then, Kullervo is our next Warframe with voices, or our latest Warframe with voices in it. But over the years, has lore or different aspects of the game kind of allowed you to do more interesting with Warframe sounds? Or is there anything that you can think of beyond voices?
One that comes to mind as having voices.
In Warframe's lore, we've learned
Brendel
so much
going,
about Warframes
"Ooh."
themselves. They might not speak, but I mean, the story behind them is definitely something. Has that allowed you to do more interesting things with Warframe sounds? Allowed you to break previous rules that you might have set for yourself?
Yeah, I mean, we always try to break the rules, and we always try to think of we try to get what is the idea behind the frame, and what is there a strong through line that we can incorporate into the sound? And so, like what Jeff said, is that the ideal is that you can close your eyes and hear the sounds and know what the frame is, right? And so that's the main guiding principle. And then just challenging ourselves, because how many frames do we have now?
Then background.
Right. So
54
Bye.
minutes later.
So it's getting tough, right? So, but you're always trying to think of what's the next thing we can do. So it's doing field recording to gather new and unique sounds. Working with new plugins, working with new synthesizers, and all of that kind of stuff to try to
apple juice
to give
Read
each
that.
frame its own unique personality. So
Yeah, some of them have animals in there as well. So.
Oh, amazing.
And one of them has a saxophone in it, but I'm not going to say which.
Wait, what?
You can't drop that info.
Michael
Did you
Bolton
play it,
frame.
Red? Is it you?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe next time. Okay. But speaking of Kullervo, we actually have a fantastic video from Jess on our sound team about the sound design for his abilities. So here we go. Dean, if you want to hit it. I can't see you, but I'm assuming you'll do it.
Hey everyone, it's Jess here from the sound team. Today I'm going to be taking you through a little bit of the sound design from the Kullervo Warframe. Let's take a look. Kullervo is a bit of an angry boy, so we thought it would be unique to incorporate some heavy metal vocals into the sound design for this Warframe. Here is our fellow sound designer Jeff destroying his vocal cords and laying down some screams for the Warframe.
Sorry about your ears.
I don't remember hearing any of this.
Jeff, with a bit of audio processing magic in Reaper, those screams sound like this. Let's record a few more things. Yeah. And let's layer them with a bit more source in Reaper.
Oh, it's actually really neat to see the sounds.
All together, it sounds like... Let's take a listen at the game.
That explains why I didn't recognize any sounds.
And there you have it.
Or any
Thank you for
vocals.
watching. Thank you for playing. And I'll see you next time. Have a great Tennocon, everyone.
Thank you, Jess. I think she's here. Fantastic video. Thank you so much. You know, so Warframes have their own kind of lore embedded in it. If you know anything about Kullervo, those chains make a whole lot of sense, I gotta say. And the angry screaming, and the death, and everything that goes into it. But, you know, through sound and storytelling, I think one of the biggest drivers of that is our voice actors. And we are so lovely to be joined by one on stage today.
I am not a voice actor.
What did you voice? I don't know.
I am not.
Are you sure?
She was a Kavat, I think.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what it is. That's what
No.
it is. That's what it is.
So, Reb, you've been the Lotus. The Lotus has been with us for many, many years. I think like beyond 10 years. Like you were open, closed beta, all that
March
goodness.
2012, we did some of our early recordings for things. It's been a long time.
Very convenient for you to name that date because I have some old and some more recent Lotus VO that we can kind of compare to see her journey over the years.
We need to divert this vessel, bypass the navigation system, and upload the new coordinates.
Ooh, that's actually kind of neat.
You are a mask with nothing behind it.
So good. I love her.
That's actually really
so
neat.
much.
The original concept for Lotus.
Yes, clap for Rev. She's so great. We love her. But you know, the Lotus. This is some spoilers here, but if you're at Tennocon, like, I'm sorry, but the Lotus has gone on a very long and complicated journey. She's had many names and many faces. You know, Margulis, the Lotus, Nata. How have you approached the different facets of her such, you know, complex character and made them feel as their own, you know?
It's method acting. I just pretend I'm Lotus and let people tell me what to do. So they program me for whatever it is we're going for. And George I think you were the first person to direct me as Lotus,
Yeah.
if not the first.
Yeah, it's been a crazy fun journey, and you were a natural from the start.
I think I've unfortunately been in every single one of your booths for a Lotus recording session, and this reveals why I'm the Lotus, because whenever they need something, anyone can just grab me to record a line, and convenience over quality.
No, not at all. Not at all. You're synonymous with the sound of Warframe, right? Like you're the most famous voice actor in the game, I think. They're all great, but
Very
Steve
iconic.
is Umbra, so
that's true. That's true.
Stop stealing my lines.
In your
Rev.
original
I can't
mission,
believe this. Yeah.
kill everything.
in 2012, when we did
Leave
those
nothing
early
alive.
lines, we had no plot, and now we have a lot of plot. And
right.
every single line for the new war I recorded at home during COVID. So
Great.
I remember like the second dream lines too, and everything, and how emotional that was, and that was one of the highlights for me were those lines and like that whole situation of everything that happened there. But like now that I'm thinking about it, you've really grown into the role, and you know, again, like this line started off pretty straightforward, pretty, you know, just say the thing and it is the thing, and now it's a lot more emotion and depth to the character, and they sound great to me.
yeah, it is a dream come true, and I'm just happy. But the weirdest thing now is I refuse. Well, you know, I'm not going to spoil it, but I have a very hard time reconciling giving the Lotus any more lines because I'm like, I know her, and maybe she should shut up. But
I think she deserves a nap, if anything. That girl deserves like a vacation.
Yeah, she's on Lotus is
Other
on
than the one she took for 2 years, but we won't speak of that.
She's on vacation in game for a bit. We'll see. No spoilers.
Is there any, you know, voice treatment that you've given between like
In
Natalia,
the
Margulis, and Lotus to
Bane
really kind
treatment.
of make them feel distinct from each other?
Yeah, I think a lot of the Margulis and Lotus difference was in the performance. A lot of it, you know, Margulis is a little there's more. I mean, Lotus has a lot more emotion now, but definitely a number of years ago, Lotus was just, you know, trying to keep her kind of straightforward and keep her impartial, and Margulis was definitely, you know, had a lot more emotion in the lines and in the read, and that's what helped to kind of bridge that gap. And some of the processing and stuff we put on, and that as well.
Oh, they
Something
love
going
that
on over
answer,
there.
George.
They love that. Thank you.
So great.
But yeah, a lot, you know, and this is the thing. Like, I think enough can't be said for.
Well, it's understandable that they got rid of it,
performance,
being
and that goes
sci-fi,
for
but I
any
really
sound
like
design, any
the
music, anything. It all starts with
radio
performance,
effect.
and if you don't have the performance, you don't
Like,
have a great line.
It's
So.
full on sci-fi. They
Speaking of performance, Reb is just one facet of the amazing
don't
cast
need
of voice actors who
use
contribute
like an
to our game
old-time
and lend
radio.
talent to us and really breathe
But
life into the characters.
yeah, I just
I'm
really
not
like
gonna
the
name
effect
names
in general.
because there are so many of them, and I'm gonna forget someone. But there actually are at the convention quite a few of them. So if you see them around, you hear Till Regor randomly shouting. Probably someone someone who will sign your autograph if you want it. But it's not only voice actors who contribute to the game's sounds. We have musicians, and we also have composers. Matt, do you want to tell us a little bit about your story with Warframe?
Yeah, sure. Well, I've been working with Keith Power for about 8 years now. I was actually I was telling the guys backstage that my dad taught him way back, like years ago, and Keith and George were doing sound for what was it?
I think it was a Canadian coffee place. That's It's a first and a last name.
Yes, thank you. And they needed sound of like some children playing road hockey, so I was part of that, and that was my first check for $25. So I've known Keith and George my whole life, technically.
Yeah. And so every check thereafter has been $25. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Not at all. No.
Not even adjusted for inflation? Like, that's crazy.
$26.50. No, I'm just kidding.
Amazing. So the next slide that I have actually has music from Matt on it. So Dean, if you want to adjust the volume. I don't know how much time I need. I'm just gonna, like in 3, 2, 1. 3, 2. You're the best. Thank you. So, Matt, you have specifically worked on the Angels of the Zariman update and Juviri, two of my most favorite updates. I'm not biased at all. In the background, you guys can hear actually some of the Angel soundtrack. I hope you guys can hear from home. But do you want to tell us a little bit how you approached like capturing the sound of such like a cosmic body horror enemy?
Yeah, sure. So I think the main request from Eric and George was to have some kind of vocal, but it had to be sort of a terrifying, horrific vocal. So I was like, what if I just pitch my voice up? So it's funny seeing the YouTube comments because everybody's like, these are such scary vocals, and I'm like, that's just me in my studio going, ah, la 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 la. So I am the terrifying woman.
That's awesome.
But yeah, it was a really fun track to work on.
I just found that out today.
That's you.
I didn't really want to tell Eric because I thought you might start, because when I hear it, I just hear my voice going la 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 la, and I'm like, that's not convincing, but apparently it's scary. So
it definitely, gets on your skin, and I think it almost adds to it knowing that it's Matt Chalmers just pitching his voice up. That is so incredibly good. I think we all need a moment. That is incredible. But
I won't be able to hear that
speaking
same
about
again.
music, we always get questions about soundtracks, and I'm sure you've been watching, you've heard that we finally have our second volume of our soundtrack. Our first one was released back in 2017, so we've got like 6 years of music. So much to cover.
It's funny because I started working on it, I guess in 2022 last year, and I was like, we're overdue for another soundtrack. And I was trying to think back, so I looked at the old one and where we left off, and that came out in like 2018, so got about 5. And some tracks that are on the new soundtrack weren't on the original soundtrack as well, so it really spans a lot of years. But yeah, it's like 3
Why everyone
discs
releases
and
finals.
34 tracks, and there's a bonus 7-inch as well with some of Matt's music
Interesting
on there.
platform, but
From Juviri, and yeah, it's like over 2 hours of music.
I heard that's made a resurgence.
It's kind of cool. You talk about sound design and where we've
General.
come. When you listen to the music as well, you listen to tracks from back in the day. Like Smiles from Giron. I don't know. That's one of my personal favorite tracks, and I
agree.
It brings you back, right? Yeah. And you just kind of get all those emotions again. And so yeah, it's a labor of love to put something like that together. So yeah, really excited about it.
It's incredible. I don't know if it's sold out on store or here at the merch booth, so I'm very sorry. But I do believe we are going to add it to streaming and all the other online places.
Yeah,
good.
Yeah, we wanted to give everyone a first crack at buying the hard copy, and then but streaming will come as well soon.
Exactly. So you can cry to Smiles from Duran as much as you want, without any
I
issues.
just listen to the stuff.
End of year better have you on it. Spotify Wrapped.
There's a few on
That
there.
and Matt Chalmers. It'll be
Yes,
great.
and Matt Chalmers, and
Yeah.
Keith Power.
Number one
Keith
fan.
Power.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have to give a shout out to Keith Power as well. Working on Warframe with him for a long time, and he wrote some of the most amazing pieces. We All Live Together, again, this amazing Sleeping the Cold Below.
Yeah,
So much great music for Warframe. So he's on there as well, obviously. Shout out to Keith Power. So.
Shout out to Keith.
This Is What You Are is one of the best tracks in the game, I think, still.
We can't, speak to the incredible music that's on the soundtrack without also talking about the incredible music that just came out with Duviri, 4 months ago? How long ago was it?
It was 4 months ago, and now we're at Tennocon.
Hard to believe.
I feel like it was 4 months.
Oh boy.
So if you've played any Duviri at all, and I hope that you have, because it is beautiful and wonderful and magical, there is the opera singer and the incredible orchestra. And I know, George, you and your team actually went to, I believe it was Toronto?
Me, Eric, and Matt, and Steve, and Rebecca was there as well, and we went, and and again, maybe Matt could speak to this, but writing with samples is great, but recording the real thing is that much better.
Yeah, you can't use a MIDI string quartet. It's just, you can't fake it. So we had to do the real thing, and and props to you guys for doing it. That was awesome.
Yeah, it worked out really well, and I remember, the initial drafts that you sent when we were working through the piece. We only heard it in MIDI form for so long, and when we finally got to the session and heard it come to life, it was pure magic. So
Before
it was
I
great.
play my video, Matt, now that we know that you were the angel music, did you also do a pitched up version of Lucinia's opera for the demo, or
Don't give it away.
There's probably some demos that I don't know. Did you guys hear me sing the?
I think you did do.
Yeah, there was one. Yeah.
I
So
think
that's
I
floating around.
immediately deleted it once we got Francesca.
Yeah.
Well, we actually have, kind of a lengthy behind-the-scenes video of that entire process. So, Dean, if you want to hit it, we can listen to that now and watch it as well.
Well, the music we recorded here today is going to define the Duviri landscape because we knew we wanted the players to jump in and feel part of a mood.
In Duviri, the landscape changes based on the daily emotion of Dominus Thrax, so we really wanted to reflect that in the music that you hear as you play the game.
His curse upon you.
Maybe there is something about him that represents the emotional state of humankind, and his current state, if you will, is to sort of rule the land of Duviri. He is the emperor, the king, the ruler of everything that is Duviri and all its citizens, including judge, jury, executioner to you, the drifter.
Carry on.
Hey.
Hi there.
Neither they actually went with the
We felt that recording
live
a live
music.
quartet would help ground all of the pieces more closely to reality and how you might feel on a daily basis. I'm Eric, lead sound designer on Warframe.
Quickly
and I'm
tap back
working
and
on
work
the latest
music.
update of Duviri.
Chatting about.
The important part of the sound design that we really wanted to focus on for this update was really feeling a difference in the different emotions.
And we picked 5 moods, which we are very simplistically calling, joy, sadness, anger, envy, and fear. So the music needs to bring those emotions to the forefront.
So each day when you enter Duviri, we really wanted the player, you, to kind of identify with the current mood of the landscape. So as you play, the moods and sounds all sort of change and live together as one single piece.
And I feel like she's kind of helping guide them as
Yeah.
well.
That was my thought for recording.
Hi, I'm George Spanos, and I'm the audio director at Digital Extremes. Samples are great, but they don't convey all of the right emotions all of the time.
So you don't get that interplay between musicians and the music. So having live musicians in the room really brings the piece to life. Especially the singer, there's no comparison for it. She's just really able to convey all of the moods in Duviri. Hopefully that's conveyed to you, the player, as well.
Yeah, okay, it's fine. I just need to know what I need to do. The main characters represent an emotion or a mood, and Lucinia is sorrow or sadness, and she is to represent the sort of darkest feelings of humanity.
But she also sort of conveys the feeling of the landscape throughout the story itself. So it was important for her to explore all of the different emotions that you'll go through as a player in the landscape.
Matt was a very willing participant to go along with us for the ride and try out different things and experiment with different sounds and experiment with different sections of the pieces to make sure that we conveyed all of the emotion that we need to in Duviri.
Hi, I'm Matthew Chalmers. I'm doing the music for the Duviri Paradox. I've been doing a little bit of writing along with Keith Power for Warframe for a bit, and now I'm switching over into larger role, not the harmonic off the top, just to maybe the same note that you,
Okay.
just not harmonic. We're really trying to get the anger and the sad and the happy, and it was very challenging to figure out how to write one piece that goes in between all those different feelings without it seeming like disjointed and three different pieces kind of pushed into one. So the approach there is just working on themes, melodies that kind of thread everything together. I usually sit down at the piano a little bit and just kind of plunk out some ideas, and my voice memo app is filled with stuff that got thrown away and probably earlier versions of this, and I just sing along, pretend I'm the opera singer and singing my falsetto. But yeah, no, I just pick away at it and take a break from it, come back the next day, check it out, and then I start kind of doing a mock-up on the computer, hear what it sounds like with the cello playing that melody. Oh, okay, maybe I'll change it to the viola.
I've really paid much attention to the
Yeah, great overall. I mean,
music and
we can
Duviri.
keep running in. If you guys have any comments, let me know.
Listen to it at some
Recording
point.
in a beautiful studio with amazing musicians,
Think about
great
just
music.
orchestral
really
that they
exceed your
generally
expectations.
don't pay attention
You
to.
hear the kind
Like-
of the mock-ups and the demos, and they sound great, but until you hear the real thing, you don't get
The
the full
14
extent
music's
of it.
are in
And
the
we're so happy
foreground,
and
with
proud to,
Warframe it's a lot more in the background,
players hear
except for
that.
things like City and Cold Below
Yeah, no, I
or
appreciate that.
Y'all
Good.
Live Together.
I think that was good. Yeah? Yeah? All right, thank you.
It needs to be specifically put in the foreground for me to
It was
really
good.
notice
Great
it.
job.
It was good.
I was hoping that they didn't cut it out. I was like, please don't swap. Please don't swap. We're golden. Incredible. Yeah, we've kind of talked at length about this, but is there any other notes that you guys want to mention about the music of Duviri specifically? Otherwise, I got some mood, like landscape videos that we can go through after, so.
I do want to shout out Keith Power one more time just for the beautiful themes that he wrote for Duviri. Made my job a whole lot easier, just based everything off of that. So I think that's one of my favorite Warframe pieces, probably that ambient piece that he wrote for Duviri.
Was it Ave Lucinia? Is that what it was, or is it a different one?
Yeah, I think he definitely wrote the theme, some of the themes over the years. We were kind of playing with different things and that kind of thing. So yeah, I mean, I think the main kind of, a lot of the motifs and stuff that you incorporated evolved from some of his stuff as well, so.
Phenomenal. Well, my next slide, as I mentioned, has some actual landscape sounds from the moods, because if you spent any time on Duviri, like me, I roam around on my horse, and then I catch fish, and I kill enemies, and it's phenomenal, but the landscape sounds between each spiral is just top tier, so just a volume warning for that one. But Eric, my friend, I know that you worked so hard, you and the team worked so hard and diligently to make each landscape feel unique and distinct.
I'd also end up
do you
doing
want to
this
talk a
sort of
little bit
thing
about
for
that process?
next FanFest stream.
When we first heard about what we were going to be working on, we knew that we really wanted to try and push the envelope as far as we could with ambient sounds.
Streaming myself.
And really have them feel different depending on the mood of Dominus Thrax. So the sound team, shout out to the sound team. They did a fantastic
that last
job.
time? No, I don't think I did.
All together. All the little details that you hear from birds and wind whistling through the reeds, that's all hand placed by the sound team meticulously. And each kind of element in the landscape has many different layers to it depending on the mood. So you may have one type of bird chirping in all the trees during the angry mood, and then when you go to a calm mood, you have a different type of bird chirping. And we did that same thing with field sounds, flags flapping in the wind get more aggressive when it's angry and windy. All the background sounds, crickets, when it gets scary, the crickets come up, and when it's happy, you change to different type of insects. So we really spent a lot of time handcrafting it to really fit
Just kind of hearing in the background.
of each mood for that day.
Phenomenal. The care and love that went into it is so obvious. Like right now we're listening to Joy, so Mathilda's, and you can hear like the birds chirping, but I have anger next actually with my boy Loden. And like I know that there's different weather effects that you have to capture too. Like he's got the big meteors and there's like growling of random animals in anger, for example. Like
That's how long it's actually been so far.
Just trying to get the feel of his emotion through different types of vocalizations, grabbing animal sounds and sounds with our own voice. Really, nothing was kind of left off the table. And again, the sound team, I can't praise them enough. They did a great job with it.
I have to make sure to remember to
the same with like the ambient music too, or is
pop
that mostly
desktop
Matt?
audio back
'cause you can hear
to
kind of like the deep
bot track
the
thing.
ambient is a similar approach.
They made it so that way it'll
it's all
record my
it's a weird
desktop audio
crossover
as
with the
a
sound design, right? Because
part of the
sometimes
bar.
you're creating pads that are very like organic sounding and not necessarily tonal. So we're just trying to find a way, and often Eric will like tune something if my music is in a certain key, just to make it all flow nicely.
Yeah, once the music comes in and we've kind of established the piece, there's often a stage that we go through where we're stripping out different layers and figuring out how the music and the ambience can kind of live as one. So as you're running around the ambience, sometimes you might only hear sort of a small portion of the music, and then sometimes the music will swell and you'll hear all of the stems together, and that's all done at runtime dynamically. So it really allows you to go through a journey. It's not just kind of a two-track piece of music that plays the whole time. So it's really important to establish that.
Yeah, so when I'm writing, I'm picturing like, okay, what would level 1 of this ambient track sound like? And then it's getting a little bit more intense. Okay, so there's a lot of layers that are involved. And yeah, then it gets all programmed into the game.
So I'm just learning that sound design is like an ogre. It has layers.
Shout out to our tools programmers for
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm
Yeah.
just a Shrek joke, but here you are actually throwing it to the team.
I want to give a shout out to one of our
I end
programmers,
up
Jem, who helped a lot.
doing a
with
bit of
the,
just Warframe right
dynamic
now,
system.
since it seems
he was able to help us develop a system where, based on the current mood, all of those sounds can change instantly,
Yeah, it's just-
which helped tremendously. So yeah.
talking about sound design.
My next slide is sorrow, but speaking of like dynamic sounds, like when you go into the caves especially, like those are also a completely different experience. So like how
Curious
did
what
you
region?
approach making the landscape and like
So
the
pop back
Dewberry
to Tennocon
caves,
Relay
like, their
soon.
influence, feel so different?
Yeah, so same kind of thing with the caves.
And
It's
quickly
based
redeem
on the
my
system
stuff that I
Jen
got.
helped with. We're able to change the music up completely and the ambience up completely when you go into the caves. So I really wanted to establish a completely different vibe when you go in there, and using some vocal stems from your tracks, Matt. Arranging them in different ways to really make it feel like you're in the belly of the beast. So
That's such a great vision for that.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love it
Lock
so
the
much.
screen tab.
Speaking of beasts, thank you for that
One
gift of a
moment.
transition. You're on Juviri, you're roaming around as your drifter, but you also have your trusty steed, the Cave. And Willem, I know specifically you have worked, you had your Monty Python moment, I heard, to make the sound design. Before you jump into it, I do have a video for context, so we'll listen to that at full volume, and then we'll go from there.
Alright, we're struggling, it seems. Don't know why.
It's all you.
All right, yeah.
Alright,
Monty
gonna wait
Python,
for, I guess,
Oh yeah, so Eric and I.
Warframe to actually work.
Well, first of all, they developed kind of the sounds
It is frozen
the
now.
Very Horse back when they did the trailer, and they came up with all the metallic processing on the voice, which was absinthe, I believe, and you had metallic resonators. And later on, I decided to add in some wild boar in there for a bit of aggression. But yeah, the Monty Python thing, we had a lot of horse source, but we needed to get some more footstep source. And there's this classic Hollywood trick of using coconut shells, and we decided, hey, what the heck, let's try it out. And turns out, yes, they do sound like horse hooves, and that's what we ended up using.
Did you already have the coconuts, or were you like, it's pina colada time?
Actually, it was like a last-minute thing. Eric had to, talk to his wife to see if they could get the last coconut in the kitchen.
Yeah, my wife had purchased some coconuts, and I begged her to let me have them. I need these for some horse hoof sounds.
And I showed up at Eric's house, and he was sawing the coconut in half.
Amazing.
More difficult.
It outside.
My computer's starting a little bit.
Let's plant this
give
thing
it just
in
a
the
minute.
earth
I'm
and
also gonna BRB for.
I have the
just a
above
moment.
ground mic as well, and it ended up giving us the big weight that you hear in Keith.
That is amazing. I mean, like, part of the sound design as well is the drifter callouts. You really feel like connected to your beast, I guess you can say. So what was the process of kind of designing those?
Yeah, so we ended up in a place where we had all the horse sounds that we needed, and we just said, you know what, one thing that would make this really over the edge and believable, and also give you a sense of connection to the animal, or a connection between the rider and the animal, would be if the rider would start speaking and giving the horse commands, whistling when you start running, doing some odd vocalizations when you're flying and stuff like that. So.
Are any of you horse people, or was this like you had to Google?
I'm not sure how long my face cam's gonna go for, because my... Oh, this is freezing again. Come on. My phone is down to 26%.
It's a really dark time.
Yeah, so I asked you right after that happened.
And so then you decided to add horses in Warframe
Listen, it's revenge.
But who needs to record horses when you have coconuts?
Might end up having to
There's a
close
reason why
it
they
and
do it,
swap
it's
into
fantastic. Yeah. So we've talked to some of our amazing sound team
To,
who are on the stage, but there are so
IPNG
many
again.
other individuals who've contributed to the sounds of Javiri. And one of them is
Actually, I think I'll
Giovanni, and
quickly
they
do that, because my
worked
phone's
on
down
this
like
beautiful
26.
Malta shotgun. So I have another video for you, Dean, if you want to spool it up.
Kill the house lights.
So I will
Hey everyone, this is
BRB
Giovanni,
to do that.
and I'm going to show you how I created sounds for the router, the new shotgun. Let's take a look. For this gun, I was looking for a nice blend between a double-barreled shotgun and something more futuristic. My idea was that the sound could match the sci-fi vibe, like the glittering elements on it, but at the same time you don't have many bullets in the chamber, so every shot needed to be huge. To be able to create what I had in mind, I used this BB gun, this camera, this aluminum straw, and this guitar pedal.
Alright, should be
With the
closing in
BB
just a
gun,
minute.
I was able to extract several clicks or rattles.
Alright, there we go. And then, pop into my
After
Solo
some
voice
editing and
chat
processing,
server thing.
here's what I use it to make the reload sound, along with some other pre-recorded sounds.
And it should be popping up shortly.
The pedal was used for
Let me make
when
sure
the
my
shotgun is reloaded
it actually.
too. I had this idea of inserting a guitar cable into the pedal, and then I pitched down the recording.
Voice activity, there we go.
Here's what it sounds.
With
the camera, I got the flash sound that is played just after the shot.
Tuber.
You may notice that there is a high sound playing along with the flash. That's me hitting the straw on a doorknob. You can hear the edited version and then the original recording. After all these experiments, this is how the gun sounds in the game context. So this is how I created sounds for the Rauta, and that's all for me. Thanks for watching and enjoy the rest of the show. See ya!
I'm gonna move my PNG tuber over here.
That's the cool thing.
I don't think it'll properly block region chat though. I'll put it over like this maybe? Make it a bit bigger. Warframe's starting to respond again. Stream is lower the resolution a little bit. That'll fix it. Hopefully.
Tomatoes and the fresh basil,
There
and
we
you
go.
add all the spices, it just tastes that much better, and there's that labor of love that comes through. So whenever we can, we try to go out and record our own sounds, and you know, it might be something, I mean, like you saw in Giovanni's video, it might be something simple as, you know, dropping a rock on the ground. You're like, what are you ever going to use that for? But that can end up in a Warframe power. Or a bird chirp could be, you know, stretched out and turned into like a weird creature sound. So having as much of those sounds as possible to draw from lets us make truly unique sound design in the game. So yeah, we try to do it as much as possible. So
I mean, you were talking earlier, like you mentioned we have like a ginormous sound library as a result of like 10 plus years of working.
Yeah, like the sound, actually sounds in the game. This morning I was like, how many sounds do we have in the game? And so I just went to the sounds folder and I did the properties on it. And it was like 80,000 sound files, sound and music files, individual files. Over like 70 gigabytes uncompressed of sound and music in Warframe. I couldn't believe it. And dialogue, like chunks of dialogue, about 30,000 separate chunks. So some of those are like multiple lines in one, some of those are just one line. But yeah, it's kind of crazy to look at all of the content that's in the game. So
10 years, man.
Put
It
back
builds
in.
up. Clearly a testament to all of your amazing work. So yeah.
And I want to, just shouting out to the rest of the team as well. You know, it's always an honor and a pleasure to work with everyone, and they're all so talented.
Whose
so
PC
yeah,
is
it's
nice.
definitely
Worry about which way it plugs in.
So
amazing. So we do have a video for Mark, like I mentioned. This is going to be some
What
of our
this
recording in
maybe
the beautiful Canadian wilderness.
So
This is going to be a bit of like a chill video, lots
load
of
maybe.
grass and stuff. So if you're like me and you don't go outside enough, this is like your pass for today. So Dean, if you want to pull that up for me, that'd be great.
I think switching it down to 720 wouldn't be that bad. Apparently it is. Just throwing around rocks and stuff to Neat. Actually, being able to actually just hear the sounds that you usually do in games. They're very neat. Specifically sound design mics. At least I assume that's what it is. Specifically for directional audio.
So beautiful.
You never know where you hear some of those sounds. They'll show up in the game somewhere, somehow.
Coming soon.
You are a terrifying team. The most liable to throw a rock at you. Like,
Right.
that is...
That's another thing.
Yeah.
Like, I love my job, but the fact that I don't get paid to throw rocks off a cliff makes me question my
Gets the aggression
career
out.
choices.
I am never... Yeah.
It's a safe way to get the aggression out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so we've spoken so much about how incredible our sound team is, but we truly would not be here at GE without everyone
There we
here
go.
in the
Inbox.
community, whether you're at Tennocon or you're watching from home. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Stuff.
And I've heard rumor that sound designers always have a microphone in their pocket. So I figured, what better way to commemorate
Operator
10
and drifter
years
check stuff.
then maybe to record the crowd and see if we can use it in the future. Field recording.
We have a very specific recording we want from the
You can
biggest
quickly
group
check the
possible,
new
and all of it will make
weapon
sense
I got,
in
which
the
is a
far,
prime.
far future.
So what is it, Rebecca?
We would like,
Where is it?
I'm going to tell you what to say, and then as a group, we're going to say it. We are going to
Did I even
count
get it?
down from 10 to 1, and then we're all going to shout Happy New Year.
There's a
so
bug,
we're doing
perhaps.
a New Year's countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year. I'll
You
lead
have
it
to
without a
refresh
microphone, so it
Orbiter
sounds
instance or
ambient.
something, apparently.
And on your ready, if you want to join up here, just put your mics down, and we're gonna holler. So if you're listening and you can join the countdown when I start at 10. Just follow along, and we may or may not need this in the future.
Even at home, this is your Dora the Explorer moment.
Yeah.
You get to
Even at
participate,
home.
even if we don't get to record you.
We'll use it somewhere.
We are rolling.
Neat. So that might be used for a New Year's event.
I think we got it in one take.
Yeah. That was awesome. That was so great.
That's the Rebecca
Cool.
promise, one take
Man,
wonder.
That was
Implementing the community.
Phenomenal. So, I truly don't know how we're going to follow that. But I actually have an incredible asset from our community. We did a call out for We All Live Together covers, and we have compiled them together. So we're going to send you off with...
Can we sing along?
No,
Yes.
absolutely
Can
not.
we?
Oh, you can, not me, but you can. Please do. We have 50 performers from over 14 countries who contributed to this. So this truly is our love letter to all of you. We truly all live together. Dean, hit it.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna make
Thank
sure
you,
my
buddy.
Twitch drops
Thank you for
work.
playing. Thank you.
Hopefully. And I'll quickly do a mission or two, see if I'll read my instance, see if I get my stuff that I need. I got from watching this. Gonna speed run a mission. My arsenal. Where is my new weapon? Wait, does this one have the forma already? Not forma. Kato? No, it doesn't, so there's no point in keeping it. But I do have a skin for it. Special skin.
operator. Your chosen warframe suits you.
Let's do a real quick solo. Where is it? Maybe exterminate. I'm just gonna do a quick capture. I suppose just a quick exterminate also works. This is why I'm not going into a public mission. The loading is taking forever because I have a stream in the background. And I'm streaming and... close out of the stream. Next Tennocon thing should be shortly.
There is a large platoon of Grenier Marines stationed here. Leave no one standing.
Really bad frames. Soon will be the cosplay. Yeah, this is gonna be real fast. Enemies literally do nothing. They're one shot. I don't know how easy the lowest level stuff really is. I've noticed that I don't seem to get the Prime things, even though I linked it to my actual Twitch, so that's why I want to make sure I actually get them while it's available. Don't want to end up missing out on some free Primes, even for Primes that I already have. It says it's linked, but... Only one more kill and I'm done.
You have broken their ranks and they are on the run. Another successful mission. Find extraction.
There we go, let's see if that actually pops into my inventory now. Or I have to check my link or something. I'm gonna double check that it is linked. Should be authorized. I've done the link a couple times. Should be linked. Weird. I have nothing. Double check my arsenal. No. I'm gonna head back into the Tennocon relay, maybe.
I've been thinking, Operator. I thought you'd want to know.
Can't get into Tennocon Relay 69 again. Bit of a shame, but let me double check that my drop has been redeemed. My drops inventory. There. No. This tab. Which drops inventory. Maybe not. Make sure it's actually redeemed. It says it's redeemed, so. Then again, it says that I also got my children bag 6 months ago. Never actually got. See. Yeah, looks like I did hit claim. Hey, the relay thing actually loaded properly. I'm glad I'm not trying my attempts to look at it. It did show my first name. So. Double check the inbox. I'm gonna reload the game. Relaunch it, maybe? Maybe it also just takes a while or something? I don't know. What does the Godfather Prime look like? It looks like it's actually pretty decent. I'm gonna double check my arsenal. Oh, no.
Excellent armaments, operator.
I'll try heading to a mission again, leaving it.
Safe and sound.
See if that delivers it. Sure, it's linked. Maybe I'll have to unlink and relink it. Arsenal. No.
Excellent armaments, operator.
I'll go and check then. Otherwise. No, it's linked. I'll try unlinking and relinking. Yeah, I have a link to my Twitch. Unlink, relink. That's definitely my Twitch. Alright, says it's linked. Not a box. Quickly go back to navigation, see if that fixes it. It's definitely claimed. I have the Sandana from linking. Who knows? Now my inbox. Not there. I'm gonna relaunch the game, maybe? I still have time until the big event. Ooh. Actually, quickly switch to my BRB to relaunch Warframe properly. Okay, that one's just cool. I had to pop my stream back on for a second. That's really creative cosplay. Finish trying to get the game launching. There we go. That, is my microphone working? Okay, yeah. Second transition. Hopefully this hasn't frozen. Stream's still working for you guys? It doesn't seem to be transitioning to my default scene. There we go. Yeah, it worked now. Ooh, and Blazing Pillage. Cool. Which means I'll be able to actually get my item. Tennocon Relay. I shouldn't have left Relay 69. I can't get back in. Yeah.
We have Royal Pratt as Gara Prime.
Let's see the high effort ones. Not that the other ones were low effort, but like these are significantly higher effort because of the cash prize. People are probably putting in actual PTO hour type stuff rather than
So
free
I remember
time.
from prejudging earlier that you said your shoes are one of your proudest parts of this piece. Can you tell me a little about how you made them?
Yeah, it was actually my shoes and my breastplate because I started those actually first, and then I got really, demotivated. Then I realized that you just got to keep working on it, and then by the end of it, it actually turned out pretty good. So that's why it's my favorite part,
Yeah, a lot to be proud of. This is wonderful. So let's give it up one more time for Royal Pratt. Yeah.
Because I'm loading Warframe. And the Hydrate Redeem right now. That screen is completely frozen on me. Minute. There it is. It just came back. Center. I can swap back to the cosplay. Come on. Reload the player. Okay, center. Else is. Alright, let's. Reloading the player. Brought up now, so I'm gonna.
Make every wish come true. So what do you wish for?
Toilet paper. 2-ply.
I think I can do better.
I am not letting them getting free advertising off my stream. I'm leaving that hidden temporarily. There we go. And I can turn the quality back up. It's sitting in the relay.
Next, we're going to have Disfusional Studios as Lotus Amaga. Ooh la la.
Why is it now doing this freezing? It was. Didn't have any issues before.
Yes, the Lotus does indeed know how to make an entrance.
Ooh, neat. I don't have that skin. Yeah, neat, but not my favorite. And going with the sentient skin.
Spectacular, and up close, I can really tell how much care you put into all the stitching.
Just sort of
remember from the
reverse.
prejudging,
This is
something
what
that
you
stood out
are.
to everyone was the embroidery on the back. Do you want to tell us all about that?
So all of the sleeves have been hand cut out. They are lined with a heaton band. All of the linen is also lined with a lightweight interface, because that is the only way that you can work with a linen that will disintegrate and unravel like burlap does. So everything was very hand cared, and there is a satin stitch, which is like an embroidery stitch to make sure that the hems and seams just neatly come together with that pixelated digital nice seam.
It's so well done. Looks so cool. And then, are there names I'm seeing?
Oh, yeah. So my bottom has some of my community members' Warframe usernames on it. So.
Yeah, it's so cool. Representing your player base. That's great.
In true man fashion.
Yes? Oh yeah, we have to go the long way with such a fine train, of course. I'll move. Our next cosplayer is Kira Rahime as Protea Caladrius.
Ooh. Kinda neat that people can actually make Warframe outfits. You understand what you're saying? It's hard to understand, but roughly. I mean, there's the fact that they have masks and stuff, but it was mostly just about
I'm seeing, I've got to say.
how they did the stitching for linen.
Coming up, can you see me okay? You're right here. So a lot of different things going on here. We have material, we have feathers. Can you tell me a bit about what materials went into this?
It's a lot of silk and leather, so more difficult to work with, but it ended up being more of the texture that I was looking for.
Smart, gotta think about that. Well, you look so good. Well done, Kira Rahime. Let's give it up one more time. And you can head on back at your own pace. Next,
Probably really hard to see in these as well.
Slayer as Oberon Prime. Oh, that even the helmet looks like it's going to be having an adventure up that ramp.
I always love these cosplay events.
Here comes King Oberon.
Ah, they were smart. They took the helmet off before going up. On. Turn off a little latency. Maybe that'll help it run better.
Give it up.
I don't want to be in 720p again.
Oh, handlers are so important. Come on up. So
Smart of them to have a handler.
That you came here from
exactly where they are and where to go.
I've got to ask how you managed to transport all of this to London from Arizona.
So we like to call it, your check-in luggage isn't a normal luggage bag. It's just a large 40-gallon Sterilite bin. Your clothes are the things protecting the cosplay. They are the important parts.
Well, I'm impressed. It's clearly all here, clearly in one piece, and clearly looking great. Ooh.
Very well done.
Oh yes, give us a twirl.
Fine text. And I really like the Sandana.
Right
that
down to the
is.
Sandana. So impressed.
Well
done. Thank you so much. I will return you to the care of your handler to be your eyes. Well done. Okay. Yeah, I love it. One more round of applause. Why not? Especially walking in that helmet. Whoa. Magic Thighs and Rico Mana 93 are going to come on stage now as Corpora Nova and their operator.
Also kind of a neat thing that
You gotta have both.
I like the whole operator and frame
Looking good.
together.
Come on up. Can you see okay?
They did pretty well with the idea. And they have the gun on the.
Okay, so I understand this is a father-daughter cosplay situation. Yeah, so sweet. Can you tell us about what inspired this?
I actually really like they stuck the guns to the.
We started
outfit.
playing together a few years ago. At
And the
we decided we
Zest.
wanted to do a cosplay together, and the best thing that we could figure out was Umbra and Operator. However, I don't care for Umbra. I'm a Nova man.
Ooh.
What an upset.
Pardon me?
It's great. I love the way you look. That's what matters. So thank you guys so much. I love that you came here as a father-daughter pair, and way to represent Warframes and Operators at once. We're all very impressed. I'll invite you to head back that way. Yeah.
See many people actually do the whole.
And finally, we have
infested
Constanza
thing.
Bray as a biblically accurate Titania.
I don't know what to mean. All I can think of is tons of eyes everywhere.
I am seeing a Sindana, an Ephemera, and a deluxe skin. Oh.
Oh, interesting. Basically just throwing everything on a frame.
Well done. Come join me right center stage. Looking so good. Oh, you're fabulous. Now, we talked earlier, and you wanted to invite Samuel on the stage as well, is that correct? Samuel, our fabulous handler and boyfriend. Do you
Oh
want to come
yeah.
up?
There's a lot of
welcome.
this is basically just someone with a ton of cosmetics on them.
All right. Is there something you'd like to say?
Honey, you are the love of my life. And I couldn't imagine
cute.
a better place right here, right now, to say you this. To ask, will you marry me?
Oh.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you guys. You're adorable. Congratulations. So I understand that you guys have played Warframe together a lot, right? That's what made this such a perfect moment.
Oh yeah, the first thing we do as a couple was playing Warframe. Really.
I'm so glad we could be a part of this big moment in both your lives. Thank you. There could be no better way to end the competitive segment than with love. So with a big round of applause, I'll invite you all to head on back to the side.
Also have this thing on the neck.
So while the judges deliberate, I have been given the go-ahead to give away a lotus statue.
Neat.
And they gave me so much power. They let me decide how to give it away. And I
Throw it
decided
into the
I would
crowd.
ask a skill testing question.
He throws something.
So I'm looking
the
mostly
cosplayer
at the
did.
front row because you're gonna have to get up to this microphone. This question is in honor of all of our amazing
kinda neat.
robots that were roaming the show floor and making the corpus proud. What update in Warframe introduced domestic drones? I'm looking for the update name, not the work in progress name. Oh, it was the Jovian Concord, sir. Come up and claim your lotus statue.
Oh, neat.
Yes.
Actual trivia thing.
And naturally, I've been told that I should include our friends at home, because of course, they're here too. So they're also getting a Lotus statue giveaway. We're gonna run a Twitch picker for them now.
Ooh.
And my understanding, okay. Hi, Dean. Dean, the voice of God, is gonna make sure we have our Twitch picker.
I'll let you know whenever it's taking a minute.
Cool, cool.
Sure, it'll probably
Well,
be
we're patient.
random
And I have
person.
so many more skill testing questions in mind.
But
The answer's 42? Oh, to life? Good to know. I see. It's going. I might be able to read it, Dean. MyCanny83. McCanny83, please message the channel you're watching right now so that we can arrange getting all the shipping sorted out, okay? So we will sort that out with you in a Twitch chat. All right. Well, that was wonderful. I
wonder how
am now
swamped
going
they get
to
by just
invite
random
all of
people
our
during that.
competitive cosplayers
You know,
on
these
stage because we
giveaways.
should let them get a group photo too, right? Yeah? Come on up, competitive Tenno.
I missed some of the competitives while I was trying to get Warframe launched, so it'll be
I see Oberon's helmet
see
like
the rest.
drifting over the whole crowd. Good to see you again. Come on up. We'll make room for everyone. Don't fear the stage. Take it all over.
Oh, that's actually a really good one, the little duck one. Might actually be my favorite so far, ones I've seen. Really well done. Oberon,
Here we
also
go. We
good.
got the father-daughter duo. Amazing.
This one also is really neat.
Oh, come on up. Oh, lovers.
Really like the, I think that's Volt Prime? Might be?
Awesome. Okay,
It's
let's
some
pose for a
Prime.
minute. Can
Not
everyone
sure.
get in the photo okay? Do we need to reorganize?
This one. Oh, wait, no, that might be Frost Prime?
Beautiful.
The... I don't remember what sword that's called.
Very nice. And I'm very pleased to announce that no matter how the prizes go today, all of you will receive Wisp Prime access for being part of our competitive showcase.
Oh, neat.
So thank you for being part of it. Okay, I'm wondering the status of our judges.
Wonder who's gonna win.
Status report. You guys clearly made it very difficult for them to decide. Ooh la la. Well then, guys, I think I'd better do another giveaway.
Yeah, I think the Frost Prime might be my
Wisp Prime
favorite out of all
access
of
in
them.
honor of all of you. Okay. We need a skill testing question. Any ideas? Which one, sorry? 7 times, oh, we're not doing math. No.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, sir. Way to deal with the buffer? Okay. What comic introduced Little Duck? Ghouls? Are you on Google right now? How did you do that so fast? Unbelievable. I have to be honest, I need someone to Google it for me right now. I just got really excited and asked.
Oh, hey.
You're a hero! Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, is this the correct one?
I had to have the comic of my girl, you know?
Oh my goodness.
That's actually pretty
I
neat.
mean, there are proud writers in the audience.
There are some artworks.
Whoa.
Of Little Duck. Well, you'll have to help me with the fingers. I don't have the fingers.
Well, naturally. Well, this is delightful. So
We have a Twitch winner, by the way.
let's read that, and then I might get you to choose someone from the audience to win that Wisp Prime access, Little Duck. How am I going to read that?
Let's say it's Muffin Hurricane.
Muffin Hurricane. Congratulations, you have won Wisp Prime access in honor of our difficult judging deliberation. And finally, have you chosen?
From the audience?
Yeah, pick a lucky audience member. You had the comic. This one, right here? Right, this gentleman right here?
Absolutely.
This gentleman? Congratulations, sir. Why don't you come up to this gentleman
Random
and
person.
he will collect your alias, your platform, and all that stuff we need. All right, judges, I need another status report.
What are the odds, eh?
Is that a thumbs up? Oh, it's a 1 and keep going? How many prizes can this crowd win? Okay, all the prizes. What's another Warframe when, oh, who can name all of the wings that are on Titania right now? Surely someone. Yeah? Come on up.
No idea.
Come on up here. Let's see. Yeah, join us.
A lot of time padding, but
Come here. We'll get you up. Come on.
interesting trivia stuff.
Yes?
I believe it's Arrow's
Valentine's
wings.
Day ephemera that is Seraphim? That's the Seraphim ephemera from Valentine's Day. The one that came with her Deluxe Prime. I'm forgetting the name of it right now, but
No, I'm impressed. Titania Donnan?
yeah, it's Titania Donnan's
Attachment?
yes. I'm losing the words and I'm very sorry.
No, not at all. I'm very impressed right now by your knowledge.
And I can't see behind her and my vision is a little impaired. So that's the butterfly wings that are Tenogen.
You betcha. Well done. You also are going to get some Wisp Prime access. Come, give us your name. Congratulations. Do I see judges?
Are the judges ready?
Well, if it's not Sir Skyers.
Gonna win.
Are we set? Oh, I'm so excited. Okay. This is exciting. The judges have chosen to give some bonus awards. These are optional awards for the judges that we gave them in case there was something really fun that happened on stage that they just wanted to award, or some level of craftsmanship they wanted to particularly shout out. First up, the
That's gonna be
recipient
Lotus
of
and the
Floofy
proposal.
Cuteness Award is going to be Titania. Congratulations. That was so cute. You deserve it. Next up, for the Ordis Punny Award, which is specifically for someone who made the audience laugh, we have Acolyte Senpai from the non-competitive category.
Huh.
Acolyte, are you still back there?
That's actually surprising.
Come on, get your medal.
Somebody from the non-competitive getting a award.
That's perfect. Congratulations. And now we're having a Solaris Workmanship Award. And this is for someone who's shown a particular level of expertise in some element of cosplay creation. I'm looking for a clone CT. Oh dear, I can't read the judge's writing. CT9er. Do we know which? Can you wave? I'm trying to identify based on cosplay. Is that?
Oh, yeah, that definitely deserved it. That Kubrow is amazing.
Can I give it to your Kubro? Okay. Oh, ooh, delicious. Don't bite.
It's such a clever design.
Oh my goodness.
Like, it looks
Hold it
like
right
full on.
I am pleased to announce you have been given a
Puppet.
second award. And now that I think about it, I think one's for you and one's for your Kubro. You also received the Master T-Sonai Award.
Honestly, they
You can feel free to
should have
join
been
our
the
line on
competitive
either
category.
side, wherever you're comfortable. Might be more room here. Okay.
Like,
Now's the
most
big
of them went
moment.
for Warframes,
Time
but
for third, second, and first place winners. In third place, receiving $2,000, Frost Prime. Come on up.
okay, that's pretty good. Frost Prime, I
Are
probably.
you able to hold a giant check? It's all yours. And in second place, receiving $3,000. Hey, Skyers, yes, come give this to our second place winner, Little Duck.
Okay. You have thought for the best so far.
Oh, this is a great check. Wow. Good thing you're here to help Little Duck hold that giant check, right?
Covering up the other competitors. Wait, they're making them bigger each time.
Yes. All right, if we can try and fit that check in line, that'll be something. It's time for the first place winner.
Gonna be.
Receiving $10,000, Lotus Amaga. Come on up.
It's a good one too. A lot of work put into it.
We do love Space Bomb. Look at the size of these checks. Come on. Well done. You're amazing. Awesome. Woo! I am now going to invite all of our cosplayers who are comfortable to go to the Excalibur Dex statue for those who want to take photos with them and maybe see their work up close, show them how much they love your work. So you can head over there if you're comfortable. Feel free to carefully, without falling, head off the stage. And that brings us to the end of our cosplay contest for Tennocon 2023. Well, you know what that means. The main event, Tenno Live, is at 4:30, coming up soon. So buckle up. I'll see you all then.
Under an hour.
I'm excited.
The
Bye.
big event. So I will probably end for the hour and come back when the Tenno Live starts. Then go and do some stuff I need to do. I'm just gonna kind of sit at the relay for now. It's actually really neat just watching it and everything. But, I'll do all my plugging anyway. And, yeah, I'll be back in around an hour. Sure, that's too long to have a BRB. I quite enjoyed this. Discord, where I'll announce when I start again. It'll be in the stream announcements channel. Secondly, YouTube, you'll be able to find the VOD here for this stream. And my Twitter, you can follow for when I retweet stuff. And yeah, I'll quickly find someone to send y'all off to temporarily. And basically nobody that I follow is on during this time, so still I'll just do a normal stream end. And yeah, I'll be back just before I think it's what time that be? Eh. Okay. 4:30 ET. How should I just look at this? The 1:30 PST, it looks like. Yeah, I'll be back then. Thank you for stream. Thank you for being here. And yeah, like I said, I'll be back